Oh my, oh my, oh my. You know what? Yeah, first and foremost, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Because I can't stop being a fraud and I have to be a good person to the people. This is what I'm saying. Make sure you smash those likes. Make sure you're subscribing. And if you're in that sharing mood, make sure, or no, if you're in a caring mood, make sure you share. See, I'm still hyped up from yesterday. Yeah. Today's show, as the title says, Arsenal to win the league. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you know what? Yeah. As always, I have to have a guest with me. This is what I'm saying. This is one of my brothers. Some people call him the Mad Hatter. Well, I say that he's got swag because he's always matching like that. You know what I'm saying? You see, grown folks, we like our cowards. He's a young man with an old man soul. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's always got that hats to match the tees. Yeah. And he's kind of fly still. You hit me? Too bad he's a Chelsea supporter. But you know what? Yeah. I have to have fraud in my squad. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all people, all family out here. Yeah. So I want you to big up, man, like King. Big up African King. Yeah. What you saying, my G?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Has been okay day. Hope you're doing well yourself.
Yeah, mate, I'm good, man. Like, yo, people, in the early doors, make sure you're smashing them likes. You get what I'm saying? And if you like sharing, share away, bro. Big up H inside. This is what I'm saying. This is one of my YGs. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is Flawless's younger cousin. I mean, nephew. Apologies, nephew. Yeah, good dude. Suppose Aston Villa. I haven't got no beef with Aston Villa, but it seems like he's got beef with me. This is what I'm saying because he hates Arsenal, but everyone hates Arsenal. It is what it is. Fudge, big up. You know what I'm saying? Says yes, Don. Are you done? Who's your favorite player? And do you see when Odegaard is out of the team, we play quicker football? Do you know what? I'll start that and I'll get right back to that, my brother. Great question. I'll get back to that. Yeah. But you see the man that's wearing the Browns hat today. I want to ask you just one question. What did you think of that match yesterday?
What did I think of that match yesterday? Um, Honestly, it wasn't that great of a game. West Ham did their best. Obviously, they're fighting for their lives. They're on the verge of relegation thanks to your club.
Yeah.
You know, and they should have got a point. Obviously, controversy happened at the end.
Yeah.
A foul that was never a foul. But regardless of the refs or anything other than that, it's an important win for Arsenal. I think they probably win the league title now. So
Yeah.
I will start before I do the fraudulence. I'll start with this to all the real Arsenal fans: Don C, Vigilante, Chris New. You know who you are. You know that talk the realness. Congratulations, enjoy it. It's been
Oh,
20+ years. Enjoy
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Oh,
But
thank
to all
you.
the
And
Arteta fans and Arteta FC supporters, um, I hate every single one of you. Arteta has ruined football. The Premier League is a farce. PGML are a disgrace. Arsenal have been doing that foul at the end of the game the whole season and got away with it. And football, for me personally, as a neutral, as an enjoyer of the beautiful game, I think this has been the worst viewing season in terms of watching Premier League. It's all corners, it's all long throw-ins, and it's all pass out the back and make mistakes. And the football for me, in totality, throughout the whole season, has been absolutely terrible. But congratulations to all the real Arsenal fans out there for the title.
I just want to say thank you for that. I'll get on to you in a second. Yeah, it says, come on, Don, looking very old today. Do you know what, mate? I haven't shaved. I had to do a couple things. As you can see, I never really stream in a day, only when I have a day off work. Well, not really a day off work, you know what I'm saying? I just took it off. It is what it is. Um, but yeah, you're saying I'm looking very old. Go fuck yourself. It is what it is. Um, so yeah, large up to everyone in the chat in early doors. This is what I'm saying. Thank you for being there first and foremost. Um, you see, the thing is, yeah, I thought it was a brilliant game because and I've said this and I'll continuously say this. for me and for me only, people don't take into the factor that West Ham are getting relegated. Yeah, or they're on the verge of being relegated. People forget that Arteta took arguably, well, he is our best DM because he's a DM, and put him at right back, and that's when the game changed. Yeah, we gave them unnecessary momentum. Yeah, because I'm going to dissect everything that you said. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand why you said it, especially the foul at the end or just before the end or the keeper. But we'll get to that. You see, for me, we were peppering them. We were on top, like pause. Yeah, continuously going after them. They were going in a back five, back six. This is what I'm saying. There was a stage when there was 21 players in their half, and Raya was just outside the D on the halfway line. That's how much pressure was put on them. But it was more half chances. Beginning of the game, Califori had a beautiful run down the left. He could have squared it to Gyökeres, but he chose to try an outside outside of the boot. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're technically gifted, yeah, keep it simple or put your laces through that. I don't care if it's on target. Put your laces through that because regardless, it wasn't a goal. Yeah. So we just from that we were climbing up an uphill battle. Trossard had two chances. First chance, the keeper saved it. The second chance came right back to him, header, and the power that he generated of Luke's ball flying back at him to hit the post, yeah, it's just straight unlucky. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because like when I'm hearing others and it's whether it's rival fans, whatever, I don't know. They're more talking about the way we played. Yeah, people forget that when you're playing a team that's to the equivalent of a wounded animal, they're very dangerous. You know what I'm saying? They're fighting, they're literally fighting for their lives. West Ham don't have a stadium. Them staying in the Premier League allows them to keep the Olympic stadium that they have. Yeah. Next season, it's not guaranteed that they're going to be there because how are they going to generate the money to keep that, to upkeep that stadium that's not theirs? Right? So they were obviously fighting on tooth and nail. Yeah. And yes, like you could clearly see that we were the better team, and you could clearly see that they were holding on. Their game plan was literally try and hold us off for about 60, 70 minutes and then get a smooth counter attack or let's say a set piece, which they tried to do, and we'll get onto that. But then let's say when 33 minutes came, Arteta had an injury in Ben White, and do you know what? I wish Ben White well because even no matter my true feelings, yeah, only and my only true feelings are there because he he's been he's been in and out, whether it's due to injury, personal issues. Like I hope he sorts that out, but regardless, that's not my issue because we've all got jobs out here, and no matter what's going on in our lives, we've got to get over them to work because we've got bills to pay. Yeah, that's the reality of it. But regardless, yeah, and he's a prick. Like big upset because this was a hot discussion yesterday, at halftime. Yeah, even at the beginning of full time, yeah, with that 15 minutes of madness, and it was 15 minutes of madness because let's just say Arteta took off Ben White, reasonable, but when you're taking him off, yeah, we were debating it, and I was saying I need Mascara in that position. Someone said, I think it was Sai, no, it was Rizzy saying that Mascara doesn't go forward as great as Ben White. But I said, I don't mind not having that as long as we have a defensive structure because Diop was on smoke yesterday. He was brilliant. I believe in my heart that he should have got man of the match because what he was doing. Yeah. But instead of Arteta doing what I was hoping that he was doing, he made a fucking mistake. He took Declan Rice from the 6 and he put him at right back. Yeah. And then he brought on Zubameni to play there. We all know Zubameni is not a 6. He's an 8 at best. Yeah. And even then, that's still questionable because of his bad decisions. And that's it. Yeah. Declan Rice going like Declan Rice is a baller. But you could see the moment he went to the right back, the middle was so open. Yeah, because you see, the one thing is Skelly's worked well with because he's had Declan Rice with him. Because they're very similar but different at the same time. They both can carry the ball. I think that Skelly's a lot better than carrying the ball from Declan Rice, but they both can carry the ball. They don't get bullied. Declan Rice is a brilliant tackler. Yeah, the way he reads the game, maybe because he was a centre back growing up. Yeah, but the way he reads the game is amazing. Yeah, the moment he got moved, you could see the frailties in our midfield, and that's what kind of got to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was horrible. I was cursing. Yeah, I was livid, bro. Yeah, and for me, that gave West Ham the emphasis to push forward, because you can see they were breaking us down at that point now. And then Declan Rice was inverting into the space which he originally started with. Yeah. So guess what happens now? Diouf has got so much joy on the right hand side. Arteta fucked up. Half time comes along. Still 0-0. I didn't know at the time, but now I know California had a little knock. So he had to come off. Right? Skelly goes to left back. Mascara goes to right back. The player who I wanted there in the first place. Yeah? Like, it's like, people, like, if you're watching this live or after the fact and you think I'm chatting shit, I done a live watch along yesterday to the West Ham Arsenal game. It's there, it's documented. Yeah? I lost my shit. I said, is this fucking man taking the piss out of our lives? Yeah? You plays in their position, because you know that's the kind of shit that Amarin would have done. And then said, you know what, yeah, well, do you know what, yeah, I thought he could play there. We've seen Declan Rice at left back. I didn't want him there, but because we didn't have no substitutions at that time with an injury, I was like, okay, cool, I get it. But we have a player that could play there. Is he better than what we have there? No, he hasn't. But this is why you have a bench. No one's bench is as good as their starting 11. This is why you have a bench, yeah, to slot in and do a job. We're not asking you to freaking walk on water, turn water into wine, or to create any kind of miracles. Just do the basics, yeah. But when you take a person whose preferred position, who has helped us out in midfield numerous times, out of his position, right, to accommodate a Zubimendi who is even worse in that six, that's what pisses me off. And then at half time, you take off the player, yeah, and put a player in a position that you're supposed to, and then revert fucking Declan Rice back into the six. Blood, that don't make no sense. You get what I'm saying? Yeah? But by that time, West Ham's tails were up. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah? Big up Rizzy each and every time, all right? Yeah, that decision almost cost us that league. This league. So after half time now, yeah, Zubimendi's on. Mascara's on in the position that I wanted him to be on in the first place. Skelly has left the midfield and has gone to left back, yeah? So now our midfield is not as strong as we started with. You know what I'm saying? But do you know what, yeah? We moved on. A little few melees. Shit happens. Odegaard comes on for Zubimendi. I'm like, do you know what, right? I was like, honestly, people, I thought this manager was trying to take us Arsenal fans for a fucking prick. He started a fire, yeah, gasoline, he put coal there, he put rocks around it, put some petrol on it, is what I'm saying. And he said, go and burn. And then he tried to put it out. Yeah. He brought on a player which I call the babysitter. Yeah. If you think I'm rude, it is what it is, yeah. I don't think he's been good enough. He's been at this club, because he's been at this club for like 4.5 years, and people are still talking about that one season that he had. Yeah, fair enough. He came in injured, but the half a season that he came in injured, where he was alone, played a little bit. The next season we tried to go for Ceballos. We couldn't get Ceballos, so they said, you know what? Yeah, you could take the babysitter. Cool, fair enough. He came on. He came on with Havertz. And do you know what? Yeah, to be honest, I thought that Yoko was going to come off. I was about to blow my shit. That's what I'm saying. You see, Prime talks about this vein that's here. You see, when I get to that point when I'm fucking angry, bro, this vein just coming out and it starts like pulsating. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, cool, fair enough, yeah. They're on. Let's see what happens. But then when Odegaard came on, he was very positive in this game. And I rarely say positive things about this dude, but he was very positive in this game, and I liked what he did. Yeah, like constantly passing forward, and the fact that he came on for Zubimendi, a mistake that Arteta made, and I get it, we all make mistakes, but you don't make mistakes in games like this. Yeah, there's certain times in the league where you need to kind of like like put your style on the game, and also have near enough a perfect-ish game. Yeah. And that's with goals, the time they score, and the substitution that you make. Yeah. But up until that point, we haven't scored a goal. The substitutions have been poor. So that's 2 of the 3 mistakes that he's made already. Is what I'm saying. But then I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm hoping that Odegaard and Havertz do something, because Havertz was in midfield, and as bad as Havertz has been in midfield, right? He was very strong, as they were bullying us, because the moment Skelly went to left back, they were bullying us in midfield, because Declan Rice is only one man and he can't be everywhere at the same time. Him and Skelly, they're very strong. They drive forward. Yeah. There was a stage when I saw when they were both on, Skelly was in a 6, he left Skelly to be in a 6, and then he went to the right to help out Saka. Yeah, was getting a lot of joy from around the pitch everywhere, because West Ham didn't want it at that stage. They went in there hoping that they would get a point, because a point is a win to them. This is what I'm saying, because it puts them level on points with Tottenham, and they have to play today. Yes, big up, Ravi. This is what I'm saying. Everyone in the chat, make sure you like and subscribe and share and all that good stuff. Yeah. So anyway, I'm like, okay, cool. Let's do this now. Let's see what this happens. And then I didn't know what the hell, what Duppy took over Odegaard's body. He passed forward into Rice. Rice passed it back to him. He done a little shimmy. Do you know that old school shimmy with the ball, yeah? And then he passed it back, yeah. And this at this time, I'm like, that's the best back pass I've seen you do this season. You know what I'm saying? And then we scored a goal. Do you know what? Yeah, it went off. It went off in my yard. Yeah, well, just me because of my loud voice. My wife came in. Oh, baby, scared me. You know, she said, "Yeah, big up everyone anyway." Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. The game goes on. We had a few half chances. We kind of took our foot off the gas a little bit, and we invited pressure. Which, do you know what? Yeah, we've been playing a lot of football this year. A lot of football this season, because, like, to be honest, this is going to be the first week we haven't played Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Tuesday since Christmas. Yeah, and that's not added to the time we've gone into internationals. Yeah, barring the last one. You know what I'm saying? So they played a hell of a lot of football. We've won more matches than Man United had played games. That's mad. Yeah. So just with that, I can see why we took up the pressure, and I was expecting Arsenal to shore them out, but they had a corner. They had a corner, right? And this is a big debate now. Was it a goal? Wasn't it a goal? You see, the thing is, yeah, I've seen Arsenal do some, like, the dark arts, but one thing that we've never done is hold the keeper down. I've seen Ben White try to take off the keeper's gloves, but we've never tried to hold the keeper down. You know what I'm saying? And in my opinion, the reason why it was a foul, because I put my hands up in the stream and said, well, because before I even noticed that, because I didn't notice that, bro. I was looking at everyone holding each other, this and that. So I had to watch the replay to actually see what happened. And I was like, fair enough. If they scored, they scored. This on Arsenal. We should have, like, California should have bagged that goal. Arteta shouldn't have put on Zubimendi instead of Mascara. Yeah, my mind's ticking on why certain things could have happened, because that's who I am. This is what I'm saying. I'm looking at the moments that we should have had instead of trying to say, oh yeah, like that's no goal, that's shit, that's this. Because I get it, like team scores a clean goal, like, give it to them. Arsenal should do better. I'm all about that. But the fact that who is it? Pablo, the number 19, he had his left arm over Raya's neck. Yeah. So his elbow was in his neck, his collarbone, holding his left arm. Yeah. Otherwise, he would have caught the ball. The letter of the law is if you impede the player or goalkeeper from getting the ball, it's a foul. Yeah. Not putting your body in the way, because putting your body in the way, the keeper's supposed to be stronger. He's supposed to clear every single person out because he's in his right to do that. Yeah. But the moment you impede the player, yeah, meaning stop them from jumping, holding them down, or holding them, yeah, because the only way they can actually save the ball is with their hands in that respect, or catch the ball with their hands, and the ball would have been caught if he wasn't held down. This is why I say it's a free kick for Arsenal for no other reason. Yeah, for no other reason. Yes, there were people were holding each other. I saw Declan Rice holding, man. I saw this person holding this person pulling him down. But they were to the goalkeeper. We hold players in their box. Yeah, other players, outfield players, not the goalkeeper. Excuse me. Yeah, and if the referee said foul, do you know what? Yeah, I would say okay. Yeah, okay, that's a foul. But the reason why I can't class that as a clean goal was because he was impeding the goalkeeper. We all know that if a player is offside and he's in a eye line of the keeper and the keeper misses the ball, yeah, and it goes in, they put it back to say no goal because he was in the eye line. There's no difference between that, yeah, and what happened yesterday. You know what I'm saying? The only difference was my man was holding him, yeah. But do you know what? Yeah, I also get that as well. Yeah, and I can see why people have an outrage to say why it's not a goal, why it should have been a goal. But in my opinion, yeah, and this is not even me being an Arsenal fan. This is me being a football fan. Yeah, that's a free kick for Arsenal all day long. Because if it was your team that it happened to, I would say that's a free kick for your team or any other team, simply because fair is fair, right? No matter how much I want to win the league, yeah, I'm not a fraud out here. You lot might call me a fraud. Yeah, cool. When we're talking, I might take the piss out of you lot. But then when it's in the letter of the law, when it's in the rules, you got to respect that even if I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of things that happen. Like, let's say last season when if you just touch the ball away, you get a yellow card unless you're Man City. Yeah? But when you're holding the keeper, like, mate, if someone's holding your hand like that, yeah, down, and arm and elbow around your neck, what are you meant to do? How are you meant to get the ball? You know what I'm saying? How are you meant to get the ball? So he's impeding the goalkeeper from doing his job. Otherwise, the ball would have went to him. Yeah. And that's more my qualms. You know what I'm saying? So because I was on Sarcasm City TV last night, right? And I was listening to like the chat talk and like because it's there's football fans and then there's haters in it. Most things that I'm hearing is coming from a hating standpoint. Look, right, because Pete, and H said it yesterday, and big up H each and every time. He said, yeah, but Arsenal do that. But I said, Arsenal don't. That's one thing that Arsenal don't do. We surround the keeper, yeah, we make it hard for him to jump to get the ball, but he has to wipe out the player to get the ball. As long as we don't physically touch him, we can back in on him as much as possible. But the moment we touched him, there's a free kick gone towards him. I've seen that happen plenty of times, but we've never held the keeper down. Not once, yeah. Players fighting with each other. That's not the point. The point is on the goalkeeper. You know what I'm saying? Because it was the goalkeeper that got taken out. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if let's say, for example, if that didn't happen and there was a player in front of the goal and the goalkeeper found it hard to dive, yeah, it's a congested box. That's a goal. Because even though you stopped his channels, you didn't impede him by holding him down. Because first and foremost, if the keeper gets the ball and has to wipe you out, then it is what it is. We've seen keepers wipe out their own players. You know what I'm saying? Other people's players. And if that and just to get the ball. But yeah, if you go through somebody in the open play and get the ball, it's a free kick. So goalkeepers are protected a little bit more because when it comes into those decisions, they have to do that because limited space that they're working with. So I understand that. This is why I'll say it's not a goal. Yeah. And I think for once, PGMOL did their job right. For once. Because I could go back to Tuesday, when we played Atletico Madrid. Yeah, that foul on Trossard. I could go back to the following Wednesday, that foul on Eze, yeah, in the box. That's another penalty. You know what I'm saying? Refs bottled it and they got it wrong. Yeah. But this one here, Finally, the ref didn't get it right. The ref said it was a goal. It was VAR that overturned it. And do you know what? Yeah, for once they did their jobs right for me, in my opinion. Yeah, in my opinion, if they didn't touch the goalkeeper, if he didn't have his elbow in his neck, in his collarbone, if they didn't hold his hand, yeah, down, it would have been a clean goal. And do you know what? Yeah, me and you would be having a different kind of story because you'd be there smiling and laughing at me and say, but again, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it is what it is. And people also forget, like I said earlier, you see, West Ham. West Ham are fighting for relegation. We all know that when you play a relegated team, they will try everything and anything to get the advantage. You know what I'm saying? It was a shame. It was a shame to beat West Ham just because I cannot stand Tottenham. Everyone knows. Like, okay, people, if you're new here, you don't know me. I hate Tottenham. Yeah, I say every single time that I can. I come in African Kings lives and I'm like, yeah, bigger African King. Fuck Tottenham. You know what I'm saying? That's who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm Islington born and bred. You get me? I'm Arsenal. When I say I'm Arsenal through and through, you do not understand. I am Arsenal through and blood clot true. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it was hard to actually defeat West Ham, so it gives Tottenham an advantage. But you know what? Yeah, my agenda is bigger than theirs. You know what I'm saying? My agenda is to lift a league that we haven't lifted up in 22 years. Yeah. That's the last time we won a major trophy. 22 years. Yeah. You think I want to bottle that? Bro, I'm trying to throw these things away, blood. You know what I'm saying? 3 bottles for 3 years, we came second. Yeah. 3 bottles for 3 years, we come second. Yeah. I'm trying to dash them things away. I'm trying to eat at that table again. I'm trying to be like that team that's in social media times. We've actually won a major. Yeah. I'm big up the FA Cups. I haven't got nothing wrong with the FA Cups, but it's not a Premier League title. You know what I'm saying? And it's definitely not a Champions League title. And now we put ourselves in the perfect position because now the emphasis is back on us. Yeah. Now the emphasis is back on us, yeah. And as Vader would say, there's no easy games, but Burnley, we need our cricket score because we don't know what's going to happen with West Ham. You hear what I'm saying? We're now, what is it? Two goal difference is 2 clear goals, even though they're playing West Ham on Crystal Palace on Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Tuesday or Wednesday? Yeah. We need to realize that we need to start scoring more goals. Burnley's the perfect opportunity. What's that next week, Monday? Which I will be doing another live for people. Yeah. And like I said, yeah, this game here, for me and for me only, it was a beautiful match simply because for many reasons. One reason, yeah, we've like moments like this, the last few seasons, West Ham's been one of the clubs to derail last season. That's one reason. 2 reasons. We haven't got the nerve to get over the line. Now, the third reason, yeah? Third reason, we haven't won this league in 22 years. 22 years. These players haven't won a major together. Yeah? They've won little things here and there, a few of them, but they haven't won a major together. You know what I'm saying? So now the emphasis is back in Arsenal's hands, and this is what I like. I like to know that if we fuck it up, it's because we fucked it up, not because goal difference, because we fucked it up. West Ham are fighting for relegation. If they get relegated, who gives a fuck if we win the title? If they manage to stay up, I'll say to my West Ham peoples, like I said, don't take it personal. I prefer to win the league than for your club to stay up. Yeah. If you man get evicted, that's on you. You should have paid your bills. You should have kept your own stadium. You know what I'm saying? Backup plan B, people. Always have a plan B. You get me? But I'm happy to be in this position. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to see this fight. And the thing is, yeah, if this was a Chelsea, if this was your club, yeah, because you're the only fan that's on here right now, yeah, wouldn't all the haters now, because there's a lot of people that hate Arsenal, whether it's media, whether it's social media, whether it's just the general day-to-day fans, match-going fans.
Yeah.
Everyone hates Arsenal. But then if this was your club, do you know the first thing that they will say? Guess what, mate? That's the that's the makings of champions. That's the making of champions, because they'll say everything that I would have said with the fighting a relegated team at this point in the season, the fact that these boys hasn't done anything together, yeah, the fact that they had to have a VAR decision go right, the fact that they actually fought blood, sweat, and tears to win that game. They'll say that's mark of champions. But when it comes to Arsenal, they have the VAR like overshadow everything. Arsenal didn't play well. I don't get Arsenal didn't play well. We played brilliant because we were peppering their goal. We were peppering them. They were in a back five or back six at times, most times. You get what I'm saying? So how did we not play well?
I would agree with you if Arsenal played good football throughout the year and beat teams up throughout the year. But because of how Arsenal have played in 2026 and the fact that they do the same things that happened to said goalkeeper, even if you look at the footage beforehand, if you look at the person whose arm is across the goalkeeper, he is being double hugged by Trossard into the goalkeeper. So he wouldn't have touched the goalkeeper if it wasn't for Trossard. In the same clip, you can also see Rice not looking at the ball, but double hugging up players. You could see multiple Arsenal players just hugging man. Not trying to defend, not trying to go for the ball, just trying to stop man any way possible by hugging them, which are all fouls. Which they've been doing all season. If this was a one-off incident, then I would agree with you. But it's not a one-off incident. This has been Arsenal's game plan throughout the year. It's been a game plan that they've utilized throughout the year. So this is not like a one-off Mark of Champions game. Because if that was the case, and then you got the 1-0 win against West Ham, then people would praise you. But your style of football throughout this year hasn't been good enough to be praised as champions or looked upon as champions, considering we're coming from a period where teams are getting 90 plus points, 100 plus points, playing different styles of football, actually attacking teams. If Arteta played attacking football throughout the season and then last 5-6 games decided to kind of, do this style, then I wouldn't begrudge you, because that's what Chelsea do. We play good football for most of the season, and this is the things that people don't really say about Mourinho is he doesn't play bad football unless it's against away games against the other big teams that you're fighting the title with. That's Arsenal, United, or towards the end of the season when you need a win. But most time we were slapping up teams. Duff, Robin, Joe Cole, Drogba, they were destroying teams. Lampard was scoring goals for fun. You don't get a midfielder score 10 plus goals every season for no reason. You don't get a striker some seasons getting 20, 30 goals for no reason. You don't get a team that scores a lot of goals, only loses one game for no reason. That's the reason why people don't like Arsenal this year in particular. And I would add, it's not Arsenal the football club. It's some of your fans compare your fans that compare your team to previous greats and great managers and great players and current great players, and the fact that they put Arteta on a pedestal that he shouldn't be on. That's the problem that most people have, and the thing is they confuse it. It's not Arsenal Football Club or real Arsenal fans. It's Arteta. It's the Arteta sexuals, Arteta FC. Those are the ones that I truly hate, because that's what Arsenal are perceived as. That's what Arsenal have been since 2019, since he came into the club. The Arsenal I knew, I didn't hate them like that. They played great football. They had some ballers. They won a couple trophies. They could have won more if they invested correctly in the Emirates era, because that's what another thing that we would say about the Emirates era Arsenal under Wenger is that they didn't invest enough money. They let go of big players to other teams like Man City, Chelsea, United too consistently. But this team here, for me, I've never, in my lifetime, I would say, I don't know, I've never watched George Graham Arsenal, so I don't know about that Arsenal. But in my lifetime, this is the worst Arsenal team I've watched in a consistent way. Games that I've struggled to stay awake. Games that I've struggled to want to even get through. And for me, when you take off the gas, you can destroy teams. I've seen you do it. You've done it against Atletico. You've done it against other teams. But you go to the plan of corners, throw-ins, rough up keeper, and win by any means necessary too many times for me to actually look at this and say, yeah, this is a great team. This is a deserved league victory. Because for me, if it's done once or twice, I get it, because it has to be done once or twice. There are games that you're going to have to play like that, but it can't be a weekly basis. It just can't. And that's what ruins football. That's what ruins the beautiful game, because that's not football. That's just hugging simulator, which I call it, because that's what it's become at times. But and other teams do it as well. It's not just Arsenal. It's infected the whole league. That's the problem I have, is that it's infected the whole league. Even my team do it. You see other teams copy it. You see other teams copy Brentford's throw-in technique now, doing long throw-ins, doing hugging simulators in throw-ins as well. So that's what I don't like, is the influence that it's had on other teams, and pretty much made the Premier League the least watchable league at the moment. I'd rather watch other leagues. Other leagues have more entertainment factors, more bang for your buck, in essence.
Do you know what, King? I agree with most of it. The thing is, football has okay, before I even go to that, yeah, people, can you see this? Yeah, can you see this? Yeah. Let me show you something, right? Look, right, the keeper is in front of him. That wouldn't have been a foul. Look at the hand there over his throat, like I was saying, and another person. You see that there, yeah? Could that have been a foul? Yes, it could have been a foul. But the reason why it can't be a foul is because look what he's doing here. Yeah? Look at that.
Oh, no, I agree. I agree they are fouls, but they were fouls
like
before then.
A lot of people were more focused on everything else but the actual foul in itself. Is what I'm saying. Yeah.
For me, it was a foul before. There was foul beforehand.
Yeah. There was grappling. Yeah, there was grappling. But then that's when the referee should have, because the referee at that point in the game lost control, because you know that before this goal, just as after we scored, the referee lost the game because he was giving yellow cards to everyone. Like the West Ham assistant coach got sent off and all the rest of it. But this is what I'm more focused on. Yeah. For one, he's pulling him down there. Yeah. That in itself is a foul. Yeah. And then we go here. Can you see this hair, yeah? Right here now, yeah? To here, right? Look at that grip on his hand, yeah? Look at the grip on his hand, the goalkeeper's hand. And then, like big up Sofa Score, yeah? Sofa Bible and all of that side, people. Look at that. The ball slipped out of his hand because of the whole thing. Literally because of the whole thing, yeah? Was these a foul, yeah? The referee could have stopped the game and brought the game back to the corner at that point, or before then when they were hugging each other and be like, look, lads, I do not want to give no more yellow cards. Calm it down, because he did tell, who was it, Madueke, I think it was in the 102nd minute when he kicked the ball against the West Ham player, to think about what you're doing, yeah? Just using hand gestures, but I'm paraphrasing that. You know what I'm saying? So when I see all of that now, yeah, how can it not be a foul? And that's the thing, right? I'm more cordial, because we could always look at everything in between and the wrestling and this and that. And the thing is, yeah, in Premier League games week in, week out, we always see teams wrestle with each other. Yeah, we're always seeing that, but yet they don't stop that. So I'm not expecting them to stop that in this game. But then what I said before, with just this here, yeah, that like I said, that alone is an isolated foul. Yeah. Whether he's hugging him, yeah, he could be saying, yeah, I'm trying to get away from my player, because he's trying to do that. But this here, yeah, he wasn't being impeded. Pablo, number 19, was not being impeded. He was the one that was doing the impede-in. Yeah? That's the foul right there. Yeah? This is why I was so glad when the referee came up with that decision. You know what I'm saying? Yeah? And I'm more of a fan that's been like, you know what, yeah, if it's a foul, it's a foul. I'll take that on the chin. You know what, yeah? A knockout's a knockout, innit? We saw that on Saturday night with Dubois and Wardley. You know what I'm saying? Great fight, people. Go and watch that, yeah? So that's the foul. Now, with the whole football's changed, this is the worst Arsenal team in history, yeah? Or let's say to win the Premier League, yeah? Because I saw George Graham ball, yeah? I would say no, it's not. Because we had a famous back five that used to put up their arm in sync, and even though certain players were onside, they still called them offside, maybe because we had that tax. The reason why I can't say this is the worst, this is the worst league in the world or the worst win, is because football in general has dropped. And we could blame Messi and Ronaldo for that. Messi played like Messi, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Zidane, Thierry Henry, You know what I'm saying? The list goes on, the Hazards and all of that, because they don't make those players anymore. Those players, mate, we don't have those kind of players anymore. So when we're saying this is the worst league, yeah, this is the worst league when compared to what? Because if football changes, if the cycle of winners change, therefore football changes as well. Because in the 90s, yeah, when I was watching football, whether it was like Italian league was the one to watch, to be honest. Yeah, Italian first in the mid 90s, it was the Dutch league. Then just after that, it was the Italian league. Because they had all the ballers, they had all the technical play. It was slow though; it was very slow, but they had so many technical players. Then it became the English and Spanish league, and it's been that ever since. Don't get me wrong; has it slowed down? But the level of players that are coming to this league, or even around the world, has dropped dramatically. Right? Like if we say who are the best players in the league in the world nowadays, we could probably name about 10. Yeah, let's say 10 offensive. Let's keep it offensive only. We could say 10. Yeah, that are world class, nothing over that, just all world class. Maybe even 20. 20 years ago, we could mention 50. Every team, like I remember the good old days when you man had Hasselbank in your team, when you man had Zola in your team, yeah, when you man had Leboeuf, when you man had Desai. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, that's before the Roman days. They were massive players. They were world-class players. That's just your team. And your team weren't actually winning anything. They might have been in a FA Cup, and that's not a shot, bro. Your team might have been in the FA Cup final here and there, a Carabao Cup final. That's the most you would ever win. But yet they had world-class players in that team. People class share it as world-class. Les Ferdinand, Newcastle. Yeah? David Ginola, Gascoigne, Tottenham. Yeah? Robbie Fowler, Owen. Yeah? Liverpool. Man City, nah, they're probably relegated at that time. Arsenal, we all know about Arsenal, the Thierry Henrys, the Vieiras, the this, the this, the this. This is what I'm saying. Man United, yeah, Vidic, Ferdinand. I know that was a bit before. Even before then, yeah, they had Eric Cantona. You get me? Young Beckham, Scholesy, yeah. What's his name? Brucey. That man there, Schmeichel, all world class, bro. Levels of football nowadays has dropped dramatically. So when I'm looking at football, I'm looking at football that's taking it as it is in 2026. Not what it used to be, all the players that used to come here look at. Yeah, Man's a good talent, but I think he's overrated. Yeah. The reason why I say that is because they rated him like they used to rate Mbappe, not realizing that Mbappe has, like, every club that Mbappe's left, barring Monaco, has won more than him being there. This is what I'm saying. Vinicius Jr., inconsistent at best. Yeah? Modric, old man now. Kevin De Bruyne, old man now. You know what I'm saying? If we're looking at the best strikers in the world, yeah, we have what? A Haaland, and he's not even a striker for me. He's a goal scorer. You get me? Back in the day, Shevchenko, Thierry Henry, even now he'd be a winger. Anelka, yeah? Inzaghi. You get me? Look at the boys, midfielders, Seedorf. Name me one baller nowadays is on Seedorf's level. This is why I don't compare like generations or now from a decade ago. Because we had ballers then, yeah? Let's put it this way, yeah?
Well, I wouldn't even compare it from decades ago, even a couple seasons ago. The quality of players was still the same a couple seasons ago, but it's the style of football that I don't like, for me personally. So, as much as I know that 20 years ago and 10 years ago there were better players, cool. Yeah. But you can still play good football even if you don't have as many good players as you did back then. You can still assume you can actually put in place the way to play to make it a positive approach. There are still teams that play a positive approach. You look at PSG, you look at Man City for the most part. You look at some of the teams that are successful. They play positively. The problem what I have with Arsenal is they can play positive football. They can win that way, but they choose not to. And the thing about yesterday was about what I think is the controversy about it is that there was multiple fouls beforehand. So let's say the ref should have looked at that through VAR. Then West Ham maybe should have even got a penalty because of the multiple fouls before they even get to the point of the actual foul that was taking place. But that's the problem. The problem I also have is that millions of games throughout this season, decisions like that have not even been looked at by VAR. They've just allowed the goal to go through. They've not even looked at it by VAR.
Okay. Give me one instance when that happened. Not the pushing with the players, because the pushing of the players, VAR lets that go. But name me one instance of when a keeper has been impeded like that. You know what I'm saying? Just one instance. And that's my point. Because we could always talk about how horrible Arsenal's played, and that's not the way you like to see football. And I get it, bro. I hate the fact that Arsenal is doing a slow, pragmatic football. You know what I'm saying?
It happened this season, United versus Arsenal. Keeper got impeded.
What this season?
Yeah.
And I swear PGML came out and said they made a mistake.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? PGML came out and said they made a mistake. It should have been a penalty. This is what I'm saying. So it's one of those things where, for me, like I said, that consistency, the refs are inconsistent at best.
Yeah.
And you like you can turn around and say, do you know what, you're done, see, like you're only saying this because you're an Arsenal fan. No, I call it out week in, week out. The PSGs of this world, yeah, to be honest, they have like the best balanced team. And they're not going to play that way week in, week out, because they blow teams away in their league week in, week out. Pause. Their team, their league is not on the levels of the Premier League. Yeah, and I'm not saying the Premier League is the best league in the world. No, that's not what I'm saying, people. When it comes to Sunderland, most teams in League 1 won't even beat them because of the structure that they have. This is why PSG dog walks that league. This is why a Barcelona and a Madrid are the only ones doing a back-to-back in their respective league. This is what I'm saying. You see with Arsenal, we have a very pragmatic manager. This is why we're playing that style. Yeah? Is that a style that I like? No, I fucking hate that shit. I hate that shit. But you know what? Yeah, if that's going to get me a league title, right, I'll accept it for now, because he's just a bypasser. I'm the furniture in Arsenal Stadium. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be here well after he's gone. When he goes to his 5th club, I'm going to still be here. So if I have to suffer this to get us over the line, do you know what? Yeah, thank you, Arteta, now fuck off. That's what I'm saying. Bring back the joys and the love that I know Arsenal to be. Yeah?
I don't think he's going anytime soon, though.
Nah, he's not, but it's just hope. It's hope. And it's hope that kills you, but just hope. I ain't got no more hair left to stress, so it's just straight hope.
Yeah. So if anything, I do agree with that. Like, in terms of the Arsenal fans, as I said, the real Arsenal fans that aren't going to take the piss, enjoy the Premier League win. If it does happen, obviously, there's caveats. It may still not might happen. But if it does, enjoy it. I will say this, though. In regards to Arteta, they've already stated that he's staying regardless whether you win it or not. So
yeah,
that's my issue is that, well, the ownership lied, because they said, I'm pretty sure at some point they said trophies or bust, which that's a lie. Yeah. And obviously you're in the Champions League final, which is cool. Which you'll probably most likely lose that. You're not the favourites. You're going up against the best team in Europe. It's probably not going to win that. You may do. It may be a miracle season. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the Premier League needs a reset in managers more than anything.
Yeah, it does. It does. Let just get to these questions before we even start talking about that league, right? The Champions League. It says, yes, Don. How you doing? I'm guessing he's saying, who's your favorite Arsenal player, and do you see when Odegaard is out the team, we play quicker football? And Arteta knew he fucked up. Tyrone, great question. Thank you for that, my brother. Yeah. Sorry it took so long, but we had to get through to business first. This is what I'm saying. Like, because me and King, we can't keep doing this nicety. This is what I'm saying. Like, he's a fraud, and he calls me a fraud. No, actually, he calls me worse names than frauds. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. H, great question. I'll get to that in a second. Look, right, my favorite player for Arsenal in this current squad is the player I believe should be captain. Yeah, Gabriel Magalhaes. Because normally most people go for the outfield players, the strikers, midfielders, wingers, and all of that. I can't go for that because I don't really have an attachment to any of them in that way. Yeah. The reason why I would say Gabriel Magalhaes, because everything that bleeds football, that bleeds Arsenal, comes from him. He, apart from barring the goalkeeper, he's probably the single player that's played the most matches for Arsenal. And I will get the stats for the next show. Might be tomorrow saying that, tomorrow in the day. If you're about, you're always free to join. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Going on from that, like when he fucks up and he does have one or two bozo moments because it's in every player, unlike Van Dijk twerking, he goes up the other end and score a goal. He leads from the back. Pause. Yeah. He like yesterday, he he threw himself into a shot that I think it was Bowen took. You know what I'm saying? Even though it looked like it was going towards the goalkeeper, but it was so close it could have ricocheted anywhere and gone in. You know what I'm saying? He threw his body to that. That's not the first time I've seen him do that. I've seen him throw his head to shots head on. You know what I'm saying? In the Phil Jones mode. Right? For me, he epitomizes what Arsenal is. He is my captain, and I think he is a true leader for Arsenal. Because like when there's a little melee, he's always first one up for it. He doesn't back down from no other player. You know what I'm saying? For me, he's dirty. He like you see what football is lacking. One of the things that King was talking about, what football is lacking, is that passion, is that drive, is that bastard. He is that guy. You know what I'm saying? He is that guy. Yeah? That's what Arsenal's been lacking for so many years. He just needed a pretty boy partner to play with him. Pause. That was mad. Yeah? Alongside him. Pause. Even that's mad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah? Right? My favorite player to that one is Gabriel Magalhaes. Yeah, he is very underrated in what he does and overshadowed because he doesn't do the jinky, he doesn't go past players, he doesn't even do what Saliba does, like drops a shoulder, maybe passes it out. He can do that, but he defends first. Yeah, he makes less mistakes than Saliba. All right, he scored more goals than Saliba, and he stopped more shots than Saliba. He has had more interceptions than Saliba, and I will back it up with the stats, people. With the stats, can't lie, because I know a lot of you in the chat love the stats, and on the eye, it doesn't lie. This is what I'm saying. I love players like that. I wish there were more leaders in my team. You know what I'm saying? Because all I see is two. That's all I see. Yeah, and for me, that should be captain and vice captain. Everyone else does their thing. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, my brother, that is my favorite question, my player. Who is your favorite player in Arsenal team, Tyrone? And that goes out to all the haters as well. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, yeah. And H or King, not King, sorry, King. I'm slandering for no reason. H and Sai. Do not say Zinchenko. I will time you motherfuckers out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you pussy holes, yeah? Because he no longer plays for Arsenal technically. What about you, bro? If you could pick a player that you like seeing in the team, who would it be, bro?
To be honest, there's three of them that I really like, but they're all your youngsters. Anytime I've seen Waneri, Lewis Skelly, or Dalman, those three for me, because they're just so young and fresh, and they don't have that. They have that attitude of if they're gonna get the ball, they're gonna run with it. Like even when you saw Waneri, when he had his first game for Marseille, he just ran with it and then shot from outside the box. Lewis Skelly, I've seen him do the jinky majinky through Atletico's midfield and then have an assist. Dalman every time he comes on. So honestly, those three, because they haven't been infected by Arteta yet in terms of those three players. And I do hope that they leave the club or move on loan until he's left.
Until he fucks off, yeah. No, I get that, bro. Now look at this. Odegaard. Why Odegaard? Why Havertz? Or why Martinelli? Yeah, this is what I'm saying. At least King, yeah, King will give an honest assessment, yeah, on who player he likes, yeah. Why am I brought these, bro? Bro, look at this, yeah. Odegaard, Havertz. Bro,
if it wasn't saying your first team, I would say Eze as well. Eze is nice as well.
Yeah, Eze. Yeah. Tyrone said that. Like, I like Eze for my team, but I just wanted to do a bit more when it comes to it. Like, because it's his first season, he hasn't played as many minutes as I was hoping that he would have. So I can't put him in that demographic just yet. But because like Magalhaes has been with us for a few seasons, and like when he's playing alongside Ben White, he was criticized heavily because like sometimes you kind of feed off who's next to you, is what I'm saying. I'm the same mind frame and all the rest of it. So he was making mistakes after mistakes, but clearly it shows that White wasn't the best partner for him. Yeah. Pause. Yeah. I hate this pause culture. Yeah. But clearly he wasn't the guy for him. And the moment that you saw him get a Saliba right next to him, you saw the difference. This is what I'm saying. You saw him step out of the shadow and become a leader. Barring that was his first season when he was playing next to Ben White. So people need to kind of get off that high horse that they have. You get me? And ever since then, like, tell me the defender that's done what he's done this season or the last few seasons. Yeah, stepped up the way he stepped up. He went from a player from a 4 to an easy 7. You get me? How many times could you say he was the man of the match of Arsenal football team? Plenty times. How many times? Like to be honest, he walks into every single Premier League team. If not, yeah, tell me a European team that he doesn't walk into. Because he's better than Marquinhos. Yeah. And PSG's got the best team in the world at the moment. We have to judge him by that. He walks into that team. Yeah. Saliba, maybe not, but he does. You know what I'm saying? Real Madrid team, Saliba walks into. But Gabriel, for me, he walks into every single team in this world. Every single team. And he does a good job. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's thinking, and H fuck you about great players, but like, okay, H. Yeah. Would you, because if you think they're great players, would you run me Rogers and take all 3 of them players? Because that is a sweet deal. Because that's 150 mil worth of players for Rogers. So tell me this. It's a yes or no question, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But trolling aside, Eze is far the best player to watch for you. Yeah, going forward, he's the best player. But when I say who do I like that, just for me as a whole, because if I had to pick on forward and defensive, Eze going forward, defensive, Gabriel, but overall, Gabriel hands down. You know what I'm saying? My man says no. Yeah, my man says no, but they are great players. Just remember, you said they're great players, because we don't forget. I think Trossard, when he performs the way he did yesterday, is good to watch. Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, the thing about Trossard is he runs cold too many times, and he runs hot. That's the problem. Because if I said to you, as brilliant, because that's a great statement that you said, but if I said to you, this is his first goal of 2026, you would say what? You know what I'm saying? And he's played near enough 40 matches for Arsenal. And all of his goals, the first 5 or 6 goals that came in the first half of the season, and that only came up until the end of December. And this is the first goal he scored. We're in May. So that's 6 months, 6, 7 months. Yeah? Someone fact check that, please. But I'm sure this is his first goal of 2026. First goal. You get me? So people need to take a lot of things in perspective. This is why I said I take the GA and I take performances hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, if a player is moving cold more than hot, I'm always going to stay away from that kind of player, just because the best way of being consistent is just being consistent. That's what I'm saying. Hazard was consistent. Yeah? Madueke, I'll leave that to another show. Yeah? But it is what it is. But I know he's going to ask it now. Just need City to drop points against Palace. You know what, yeah, bro? Yeah, big up, man. It's not about City dropping points to Palace. You see, as Arsenal fans, we need to be looking at our team for our team to do better and stop asking for handouts. Because, like, the one thing that I agree with King is that the state of play that we have, we need to realize that we need to be blowing teams away. Pause. We need to like it's just like the whole thing of Tottenham wanting Arsenal to beat West Ham yesterday, or last season we wanted Tottenham to beat. Was it last season before we wanted Tottenham to beat Man City? And it was the final game or whatever, was second to final game. Arsenal need to stop putting themselves in the position, or Arsenal fans need to want more from their club, so these kind of things don't happen. Because back in the day, when King was talking about the good football that Arsenal used to do when we used to be winning the leagues, we weren't worried about no other team helping us. We were more worried about what day are we going to be lifting the title. And I remember when I saw us win the league at Shite Hart Lane. Oh, I was in the stands. Oh, I had hair. Oh, and I was single. that was the good old days. Is what I'm saying. Like, but yeah, man, we move, man. Odegaard and Havertz changed the game for yesterday. Do you know what? Yeah, you're right. You're right. They did change the game because he got the assist, and I can't deny that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, once in like 18 months, cool, perfect time. Odegaard's shown that he hasn't been consistent. And what a time to do, what a time to step up, what a time to get form for one game. But then there's so much frailties that I still see about him. I still see him marking space. I even said it on stream. Odegaard, look what he's... And then I stopped myself because he was winning. And I knew the importance of the game. Yeah? If he goes and does it against PSG in the final, do you know what, yeah? All is forgiven. You know what I'm saying? Because there's moments in certain times where you're like, if you would have stepped up, it would have been a different ball game. King went through that in the Champions League final. Just a moment. The slip. I remember when Terry slipped, that moment. I remember when, who was against you? Ronaldinho. Was it semi-finals? That one moment. Arsenal, that red card, that one moment. Henry miss, that one moment. There's always moments in games that either win you or lose you the match. But it's what you do in your next game. And afterwards. Because just remember, people, we have 3 games left. 3 games left. We got Burnley, which I'm hoping we get a quicker score against. We got Crystal Palace our last game. And on the 30th, we have... Who have we have? We have PSG. You know what I'm saying? We're not favourites. But we'll talk about that in a second. Yo, Dark Side, big up my brother. How you doing, man? Just randomly found your channel. Yeah, man, I'm here, man. I'm here. But big up, man. Just subbed. You know what? Yeah, thank you for subbing. Make sure you're sharing if you're in that caring mood. This is what I'm saying. It's Happy Monday for all the Arsenal lot. You know what I'm saying? He's a Chelsea fan, but you know what? He's a good brother. This is why I say he doesn't hate Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't hate Arsenal. Yeah, he hates certain fan base, certain fans. And you know what, bro? I hate some of my fans too. But big up Dark Side each and every time, man. Big up each and every time, yeah? King.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, before we get onto the Chelsea thing, let's talk about the possible final of Arsenal. What do you think?
I mean, this is a game where you need to dark arts it up. That's the only chance you got. Forget about your attack. Your attack ain't doing nothing. It's going to be based on whether your defense can stop PSG. I was talking to, Vigilante was, I was on a stream Vigilante, and he was saying we just need to take out KK or Kvaratskhelia, and I was like, thinking about it, like, yeah, you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to take out some of their attackers. You're going to have to get them off their game.
Yeah.
You can't afford to be timid and to be overly defensive, but you have to kind of try and contain them, because if you allow them to dictate the game and you have that mindset of not trying to lose, Inter Milan tried to do that last year, and you saw what happened in that final. So
yeah,
and this team pretty much has been destroying teams. They destroyed my team. They destroyed Liverpool. I mean, they got over the line against Bayern Munich, who for me is the second best team right now in the world.
Oh, we done with them already. Don't worry.
But yeah, PSG are a different beast, a different animal, and Enrique is the best manager in the world at the moment. So you're gonna have to. There's a lot you're gonna have to do in order to beat that team. You're gonna have to expose their They're gonna have their fullbacks back as well. It's looking like Hakimi's gonna be back for the final as well. So it's gonna be the only way they've kind of lost in recent memory is to what Enzo Maresca did, where he kind of went over the top of them and tried to get behind the high line. But I don't know if Arsenal got the wingers or the players to do so. So yeah, man, it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long night. Hopefully you have the Premier League in your hands beforehand. So even if you lose that final, you'd at least leaving the season with something.
Do you know what? This is a tough one now. Yeah. Because like all I ever hear is Arsenal's gonna lose, Arsenal's gonna lose, Arsenal's gonna lose, right? Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
1998, 1999. Who was the favourites?
1999. Who was that? Bayern Man United was that?
Hmm?
I was a kid then. I don't.
Oh, shit. Yeah, no, say people. Okay, that it was say about my wife. I had to give my wife something. That was it was it Bayern Munich v Man United. Yeah, that was their triple year.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
Bayern.
yeah. Bayern was the favourites, massive favourites. Yeah. Okay. 2004, Liverpool v Milan.
Oh yeah, Milan.
Okay. Yeah. Who won?
Oh, yeah, Liverpool.
There you go. Yeah. 2007, Manchester United v Chelsea. Who won?
United on penalties. But to be honest, I don't think there was a favourite with that. We were very
No,
close that time there.
no. Man United were the favourites. Man United were the favourites. You know what I'm saying? 2009, Inter Milan v Bayern Munich. Who was the favourites?
Bayern.
There you go. Yeah. Inter 1-2-0. Yeah. And the thing is, I'm picking them out. I'm picking them out as I go along. Yeah. Yeah. And even Man City 2020 to 21 season v Chelsea. Who won that game?
Chelsea.
Who was the favourites?
City.
Last season, PSG v Inter Milan. Everyone said that Inter Milan were the favourites. Who won that game?
I don't remember them being the favourites for that. I
No. No, the reason why I said that was because you remember, well, the majority of people that I was speaking to, they were telling me that the final is Barcelona Inter Milan. Yeah, and whoever would win that game would win the final. The people that I was speaking to, anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
The people that I've been around and all of that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because obviously we beat PSG earlier on, and PSG struggled against. Who was it? They beat Liverpool. They struggled against Aston Villa, and they struggled against us. It was Donnarumma's brilliance, and this was with a full strength PSG, which players still play today. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they struggled against Arsenal. It was literally just Donnarumma's brilliance that we couldn't score. Yeah, and for me, that's all I could ever see. If you go watch back that match, that's the truth of it. You know what I'm saying? So you see when I'm hearing people say that Arsenal haven't got a chance here, they're doing that because for one, they hate Arsenal, and I get it because like my fans can be infuriating at the best of times. But
Arsenal have a chance. It's just
Yeah.
it's a very small chance.
No,
The thing is
Yeah, go
about
on.
the ones that you talked about as well, in terms of the ones who won that weren't favourites.
Mm.
They had players that were special that could make
Yeah.
something out of nothing. I feel like your Arsenal team right now, especially in the attacking sense,
Mm.
they don't have no Mavericks. They don't have a guy that's gonna be a difference maker like that.
Mm.
If this was Saka a couple years ago, maybe. But your left-sided players like Trossard, once in a blue moon, has a good moment. Martinelli ain't doing shit. Gyökeres is inconsistent at best. He's got good goals this season, but it's his first season, and he's playing with a manager doesn't know how to use him properly. Your right wingers, Madueke just runs into nowhere, and Saka's not been his best because of injuries, etc., etc.
Yeah,
And then your tens, you barely use it. Eze would be one of those ones who could do something out of nothing, but you barely use him because of the manager.
Yeah.
Odegaard, the one you do play, hasn't got that in him. He hasn't got that dog in him.
He's
Rice maybe with a free kick, maybe. But outside of free kicks in open play, he ain't doing, like, he may have a wild shot once in a while, but it's very unlikely.
But then that's not his game.
That's not him.
Rice's game. That's not his game.
So
that's what I'm saying.
That's the thing. Though, all those old teams that won those games, they had guys that could do something out of nothing. Like even that Liverpool team, they had Gerrard to just say, "Okay, we're gonna win this now. We're gonna do this." So and also leadership as well. Your leaders are Odegaard and Arteta. The managers that were in of those sides, they're elite managers. I don't think Arteta's an elite manager. That's another factor that I look into.
But okay, how did Mourinho become an elite manager?
What he did in Porto.
There you go. You got to start somewhere, and that's the thing. when it comes to managers, yeah, because do you know what it is? Not everyone can be a Pep that's blessed with Xavi, Iniesta. Like even though he brought Busquets in, no, Busquets was there. He brought PK in and so forth. Look at the team that he had around him. This is why he went from nothing to something overnight because he had the players around him. Arteta's not blessed like that. You know what I'm saying? The reason why certain people can become managers or great managers at the end of the day is because of the moments in games. And the reason why I mentioned those players because we do have Maverick. They're just not up to the levels of certain teams. Just like every other team that won the last Premier, I mean the last those Champions League which I mentioned. Yeah, and I'm not saying we're going to win it or people or not. I'll back my team to win every game, but I'm not saying we're going to win. But I'm saying that the chance that people have given us, I think is too small, and I think is too much disrespectful. Just because in history, the underdogs have won. I remember going to the 98, 99 FA Cup final, yeah, at the old Wembley, and seeing Ryan Giggs run past my team. They weren't meant to win that day. We was. I remember seeing the FA Cup where we played City or Chelsea. We weren't meant to win that game, but we did. I remember seeing the game between the Carabao Cup, I think it was 2008, Arsenal v Chelsea, yeah, when DRB kicked Terry in the head. We was meant to win that game, but Chelsea did. This is what I'm saying. The underdog story is real. It's not the players that you have. It's the opportunities that you take. This is what I'm saying. Because if it's just the players that you had, why did the Galacticos never once win a Champions League? And that was stats: Figo, Beckham, Makelele at one stage, Ronaldo, Raul, yeah.
It's because they sold. It's because they sold Makelele and they never replaced him.
No, mate, I get that, yeah, but then like they had the best team on the planet.
Yeah.
But why couldn't they go forth and win that even with Makelele in the team? This is what I'm saying.
They did win it with Makelele. That's the thing.
They did win Makelele, and then when they didn't, when they got the whole Galacticos thing, because Makelele left just like after the Galacticos was made, yeah.
That was the big mistake in the era, selling Makelele. Of course,
facts, stupid, yeah. And that's the thing. Sometimes, like, if games are won on paper, like, consider to certain fans, Liverpool would have dog walked this league. City would have dog walked this league. Yeah. Barcelona would have beat Atletico in the semi-finals. Yeah. But then
I didn't think Barcelona were favourites. I think it was a bit close. But yeah, I understand your idea that that the underdog can win it. But I just don't believe in Arteta. I just don't. I've seen too many years of him fail for me to believe that he can win a one-off match against Enrique in a final. Now, can he win the league? He's taken about 4 or 5 tries to do so, and he's gonna do it this year. Which I mean, at a canter. Do I believe he can beat Enrique in a final? I don't know. He's gonna have to prove me wrong. He's gonna have to prove a lot of people wrong. And if he does, then maybe we have to. The talks on Arteta may have to be a bit different. But those are conversations I don't really want to have. I'll be honest with you.
The thing is, they're the conversations that I do want to have as an Arsenal fan. Yeah. Quick one before we go on to this one. Yeah. Dark Side, big up. Yeah. Yeah. He says, when I see these United fans twerking for City, it's nuts. Imagine us twerking for Spurs to win the league over Liverpool. Nonsense, man. Hate online fan base. Yeah. And the thing is, yeah, I'm with you on that. You know what I'm saying? I will never, like, it's like this year. Liverpool had beef with City. Liverpool want fucking City to win. United, they're in the same town as City. They're their loud neighbours. This is what I'm saying. The rich side of the city has always been Manchester City, even before they got the money. That's what they classed them. And they want us to lose. I mean, us to lose it over their main their main hatred. Like, I don't get it. Like, this is like, I don't like football fans. I think they're pricks. This is what I'm saying. Like, yeah, big up proper Chelsea, manners and respect. I'm on later on tonight, so if you're about, shout me and you jump on. Yeah, you're on early today. It's just that I had things to do in the day. So I had a day off. I took a day off work. That's what I'm saying. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, while the iron is still hot, while I'm still in that mood, I'm going to talk about it. But yeah, King. For me, like, Arteta, like these are the conversations that I've wanted from Arteta because, like, do you know, like the emphasis of people online is like, yeah, top goon or bottom goon. I hate the top gooners and I hate both of them, bro. I'm neither. I'm Arsenal do better. Yeah, and I've been stating that point because when I first jumped onto the scene on Sarcasm City TV, big up Flawless, make sure you like and subscribe to his thing in the calling, right? I was labelled as a toxic, one of those toxic and negative bottom feeders for Arsenal. This is what I'm saying, a bottom gooner to some. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no pause in that, right? And I'm not that. I've never been that. I'm an Arsenal do better because you know what, right? Yeah. Do you know what, right? Yeah. Oh shit, my daughter. I've always seen things like this. When Arsenal do well, I heap praising them, just like yesterday, because there's a lot of things which I could have said that I didn't. Because did you remember the monologue that I started before? The fact that West Ham are getting relegated, the pressure on Arsenal, knowing that we failed against a West Ham during this time for the past few seasons. Yeah, there was a lot riding on this game, and there's a lot of history, recent history, why this game would have been tough regardless. I understand that. But yeah, I took the beauty of us scoring a goal. The player which I've shit on a lot this season and last season and the season before, yeah, I haven't said a bad word about him because I understand the importance of what he did to the team yesterday. This is what I'm saying. Yeah. This is why I can happily stay. I'm Arsenal over everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have an agenda. I have a mentality where you have to win or on to the next. You know what I'm saying? If Arteta wins the Premier League and the Champions League, hypotheticals now, people. Do I want him to stay? No, because of the because of the times that he's just constantly failed, and I still have that belief that he will revert back to type. And for him, type has been failure because over the last few years, what has he won? And he's been in the position and he's had a war chest. No manager has been backed like this. No manager in the Premier League ever, apart from Sir Alex Ferguson. And Sir Alex Ferguson has done so much to be backed. And they was going to sack him 6 months before till they turn it around. And they won that league in that season. You know what I'm saying? So if he so happily gives me the double, yeah, I promise you, I won't say nothing for until December. November, more November times, yeah, because I want to see where we're at in the Champions League, where we're at in the league, where we're at in the Carabao Cup, and also the FA Cup. This is what I'm saying. If we're in healthy positions, I won't say nothing. I won't too much praising him, and I won't shit on him. I will just take match by match. But if he's in a shit position, I will say I want him gone. Because what I do not want is a scenario of Liverpool come in, wins the league, wins a trophy, a title, and then we finish up in fourth. You know what I'm saying? Their main rivals, Man United, finished in 50th last season, and they're going to get the third space. And Liverpool spent 450 plus million, and they're going to end up 5th, 6th. Are you crazy? You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is what I'm saying. Like, Arteta has some questions to answer to. But if he does win the league, and if he so happens wins us the Champions League, because we've never won that, and even a great Wenger couldn't get over the line with that. Do you know what? I won't say too much. I'll give him the grace, and I'll say thank you. Yeah? But you do get paid handsomely. People forget that as well. Yeah. And he has won nothing. So yeah. if I'm going to shit on Liverpool and say they spent this much money, we've also spent a lot of money. Okay, it took a duration of time to do it, but we should have won something during that time. That's my grievances. Because if he's doing something every other year or getting to a final every other year, picking up a Carabao Cup here, picking up an FA Cup here, this and that, and at least won one of those titles, those league titles, mate, I'll be singing his praises. I'll be like, do you know what, yeah? Wenger needs to watch out in the next few years because Arteta's coming for you. I'm that kind of person because I take trophies, wins, those armpits, those ears over everything else. I'm that type of fan. You know what I'm saying? But if you're fucking up, right, I'll tell you you're fucking up. You get me? Because as loud as my praises is as loud as my disrespect is. You know what I'm saying? It has to be par on par. And for me in life, that is the true balance. You know what I'm saying? Yeah? But yo, that's my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Don't see. Make sure you like and subscribing. King laughing. Yeah, he's a Chelsea man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll just message you. I'll message you, girl. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what you saying on Chelsea? I need to get something to eat. I just ordered something. What you saying on Chelsea, my boy?
Oh, we only have we have 2 games left. The cup final and Tottenham. And that's it really. I mean, we had a game against Liverpool. We played sort of well. It kind of finished in a draw. It went better than I expected it to go. I did a joint watch along with a Liverpool fan. They were poor. They were terrible. Honestly, we both got a goal each. Probably should have got a penalty at the end there, but VAR don't do their job half the time anyway. But overall in the game, I think it was two bums trying to fight, and they just got a punt, a knockdown each.
Okay,
that's what that game was.
Because I think you lot played better than what you lot expected to play. In
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, we did, but still not good enough though. Because if we want to win the cup final, we're gonna have to play better than that, and we're gonna have to take our chances as well.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Do you know the only reason why I say you lot played better than what you did? So I'm just transferring my daughter some money. She needs some money. She says, "Yeah, this is kids, people. Bloody 20, 19, 20. How old is she now? She is 19. Yeah, it's gonna be 20 soon. Like, Dad, I'm at college. Can I have some money, please? I'm hungry. Like, it's like 3:30. I haven't even eaten. What I'm saying, but it is what it is. Yeah, kids, you gotta love them. You see, from me, yeah. Yeah, just like Chelsea, I thought you lot was gonna get battered. I thought you lot was gonna get teared a new one because you lot have been poor. You lot haven't got a manager. You lot are so unstable. It's unbelievable. And further and foremost, you got Garnacho who likes to leak things. Everything was going against you. And considering how I've seen you lot play and how I've seen you lot like give up a lot of goals, I was expecting maybe a 3-0, 4-1. Yeah, you was at their ground, right?
Yeah, we were at Anfield.
They're supposed to have the best atmosphere. I haven't seen that at all this season.
They're dead too, to be honest. They hate Slot. They were booing at the end. To be honest with you, as well, most of their attackers are not available. Isaac came off the bench last minute. No Ikatike, no Salah. Was there even Gakpo's irrelevant?
Did you know why I'm not having that? Because you got lost to a fucking changed Nottingham Forest, a B team Nottingham Forest. This I'm not having that. This team is a fucking strong team. Their bench is stronger than fucking friggin' sorry for the language people. Than what do you call it? Nottingham Forest by far. Yeah. So this is why I can't have that, bro. That's disgusting how it was. Because apart from the first 20 minutes, yeah, they didn't say nothing. So you lot was at 70 minutes on top. Pause.
Yeah.
This is why I said
doesn't really mean anything though, because the point didn't help us. Didn't help either team really. We needed a win.
No, but the thing is, the emphasis is that like, did you know what? Right, I understand you two are like you lot are more playing for Conference League now. Yeah, let's not get that twisted. Yeah.
Oh no, I don't even want that. For me, I'd rather finish mid-table. If we win the FA Cup and get Europa League, that's cool. Yeah. But if we don't win the FA Cup next weekend, just beat Spurs because
Oh please.
Beat Spurs and then just lose the last game because I'd rather finish mid-table with no Europe. I don't really want to play Conference League again. I don't see the point of it. Won it once already.
No, I get that, man. But yeah, man, it's just one of those things where like you've had a poor season, but the ending was good for you, man. The ending was good for you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Not really, because if we don't win this cup, this is probably one of the worst seasons in recent memory. The worst season on the blue coat, definitely.
Okay, but you know the main thing is that you got rid of a senior, yeah. And the thing is,
I don't know, man.
And we all knew that you lot weren't going to really do much after Abramovich left, because I'm not even going to lie to you, yeah. The moment he left, yeah, I had a shot in his how can I say, in his honor, because you know how happy I was. The moment he stepped in was the last time we won a Premier League. I blame him. Yeah, he fucked us up, bro. It's like that PTSD of Abramovich because he was so good, bro. He was
Yeah.
ruthless. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of manager I love. Sorry, owners I love. They're at near enough every game. The fact
Yeah.
that if he didn't like a manager or player, the helicopter goes in means that you're walking out. He didn't give a fuck about paying a person off. You go against go against the king. My man's family got kidnapped. He said, "Don't worry. Do you want me to help you out?" You know what I'm saying? That's mandem. Like he was mandem. He's someone that you want to go out to a bar to, go out drink with because you know he's got your back in so many different ways. You know what I'm saying? And the moment he left, I had a shot in his honor because you know what? This motherfucker caused me so much pain and misery. You know how much times you shit on my head like he was a bird blood or a seagull down in Brighton with my fish and chips. Yeah? Do you know how many times he done that? Finals, quarterfinals, semi-finals, leagues, mate. And I hated him. And the fact that you lot got rid of him, or obviously didn't get rid of him, that we all know what happened in the war and this and that. And then they use him as a martyr because obviously money is what it is. Yeah. I didn't care. I was like, fucking good news, bro. Good news, bro. Because you see that dude, if he was still in this league, do you think he'll be having half of that shit? Do you think he would have even signed Maresca? Do you think he would have signed Rosina? Fuck that shit. Do you think he would have allowed them to get fucking Garnacho? Are you crazy? Are you, mate? Do you know what? Whoever's idea what it was to get rid of Abramovich, thank you.
Oh, it was the
Because
British. It was the British government, but it's what it is.
once they actually do something right, you know what I'm saying, to help the common person.
To be fair, they made it worse because he was going to rebuild the whole area. Was going to build a new stadium and all sorts. But it's a shame. It's a shame because he's one of the last of the few good owners that we have in the Premier League. Obviously, yeah, no problem. Obviously, you've got the city owners, but like all of our clubs now have owners that just care about the money, have no passion for the actual sport themselves. You're never going to see you see the Chelsea owners at the stadium sometimes, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We'll wait to see when Donzi gets back. But yeah, man. R.I.P. Roman. Big him up. Hopefully he can sue the government because obviously what they did was illegal. And yeah. To be fair, the only ownership that I like outside of Roman is probably City's ones. Because City's owners are like that, and I also like Forest's owners. Forest owners is similar to reminds me of kind of like a B-Tech Roman in the sense of he has that same kind of aura about him. It's a bit crazy though. He did make some dumb decisions, but he does have that club's interest at heart, and he owns a bunch of clubs as well. So big him up. But yeah, that's about it. The rest of these owners are shit. Swear down, most of them don't care. Like you got the clubs that are run well. Well, I call them the triple Bs: Brentford, Brighton, Bournemouth. But they're not built to win anything. They're just built to be sustainable. Then you've got the big clubs that are pretty much up there because no one else can breach it because of the rules. Score prediction tonight, King. For what game? What game's tonight?
Sorry about that, bro.
If it's for the Tottenham game, Leeds 2-1.
What's that?
Yeah, Spurs playing tonight, aren't they?
Yeah. What do you think the score is going to be for Spurs?
What I want is it to be Leeds 2-1. What I think Tottenham will win 3-1.
Tottenham going to win.
Yeah, I think ever since the thing is, it's funny. Ever since De Zerbi got there, they've actually played a lot better and played with a style of football. They actually have a. It's funny how quickly a good manager can change.
Yeah.
A team, and De Zerbi's done that. Well, and you know what makes it worse? He was at I think in our not last game, but the last home game, He was in the box. He was next to one of our sporting directors, and he was doing it, and he was watching our game.
Yeah.
With one of our sporting directors, who's a former man. Obviously, he's a former man from Brighton, and he's from Brighton as well, which is ridiculous. Imagine having him as a manager in your contacts, and you go for Liam Rossini. What a prick!
Yeah.
And he was available at the time. It was available at the time, so I don't get our ownership because they have contacts with with multiple, obviously, clubs across Europe, multiple players that they could bring in. They're meant to be league, one's meant to be League One expert, doesn't bring in the likes of Shirky and that. One has connections to Brighton, De Zerbi, doesn't bring him in as manager. Another one has connection to this and that, and they just don't do their job properly. Just a bunch of men just jerking around.
Yeah, do you know what? I think it's just egos and pause. That's a massive pause. I just think that your board, just like your owners, just got massive egos. They come in here with that American football style. It's just like, we can do this, we don't need this, and I don't think they actually understand football.
Yeah.
As a whole, they're just like, I want to buy this player because I don't actually understand that. We like that. Just for example, now, if catch you later, Chelsea, man. I don't understand how a person can see that a player. No, as fans, we can see that a player is the worst winger in the Premier League. Forget the young tax. He is the worst winger in the Premier League, yeah? And you lot bought him. Like, honestly, I don't get it. 24. There's 23 other teams in the league that you could have bought from, and you bought him, and you let Madueke go, which is a little bit better than him, to sign Garnacho. I don't get that.
Garnacho is more. You know what the problem with modern day football as well when it comes to signing players? They look at data rather than the eye test. That's the other. Data can tell you so much, but sometimes there's managers and there's people that have the eye test. For example, there was the Como owner who was talking about Fabregas. He was talking about a couple players that they were looking at that on the data side didn't look like they were going to be able to fit the squad. But Fabregas, the manager, said, no, look, I'm going to play him here instead or play him here instead. And it works out. You know why? Because you need footballing people to actually have the eye test plus the data. They need to merge together. It needs to be a marriage of both. The data can only show you so much, but the eye test also has to show you, okay, what, and also data doesn't show you the mentality, doesn't show you the things that you don't see, the leadership qualities, the ability to have the confidence to go at your man every single time, regardless if, let's say you're in a facing a left back or right back. Sometimes you're going to lose, but a real mentality monster is still going to go back at him, one-on-one, trying to beat him. A weak putting like Garnacho is just going to turn around and run like a scared dog.
Yeah.
That's another factor. That's another factor people need to look at. Mentality, the things outside of the data. The data shows you that Garnacho, in data terms, is a decent winger. But everything outside of data shows you that he isn't. Because he has an ego. He doesn't have the confidence to beat a man. And you can see him playing week in, week out in the Premier League, and he isn't up to scrap. But the data shows, data in previous years may show you that something different. That's why I say stats lie. That's why I've never been a stats man, because for me, stats lie. Stats can tell you the team's been better, but it doesn't mean they've been better the whole game, because everyone knows there's ebbs and flows when it comes to football. There's things outside of just the stats that show you which team's been better or not. You can win a game with 20% possession just because you allowed the other team to hold the ball, and all they've done is pass left to right, left to right, left to right. You hit them with a couple counters, you win the game. Mourinho was the best at doing that. So for me, that's the problem with the Garnacho signing, is it's the modern phenomenon of using stats to pick out players rather than actually merging it with eye test and footballing people that actually know what they're doing.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, I'm with you 100% in that. Simply because, but the thing is, I'm trying to find Garnacho stats and I can't. That's how shit he is. Yeah. if anyone can find it in the chat, please.
It's like numbers. It's like numbers from his previous years or some shit. I don't know what they would, but they have like advanced metrics and other things that they look at. They look at a whole bunch of numbers and they say this player's good enough, or this player has the potential to grow, or this player has the ability to do whatever. More time they get it wrong because they don't actually figure out about the other stuff. That's my problem with the.
What didn't they look? Didn't they ever watch him?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they did. I don't. Or it could be another thing, as you said, ego. If a certain sporting director says, "I want this player,"
you're
just gonna get him regardless. Even if other people, even if other scouts tell you, no, get him instead. How many times we've seen in football, across all sports franchises, where a man told you, like a perfect example is Ragnick at United. Man told them about Haaland and players like this and get these players. Did they listen to him? No, they got rid of him and look at what happened United a couple years after. Yeah, rubbish. Because egos got involved and the manager said, "Oh, I just want to bring in my Dutch players." That was a Ten Hag, rather than listening to Ragnick and Ragnick saying, "No, we need this, and this."
Yeah,
ego.
Yeah, because people think they know better, man. Do you know what it is? When they get it right, they get it right. But when obviously, as you can see, when they get it wrong, after that, Man United finished 15th. And the thing is, it's not that they just finished 15th. They were slowly declining down the table. We saw it. What was their league position before last season? Was it 8th or 9th or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
No. It was 7th because they got into Europa. They must have been 7th.
Yeah.
Right. And obviously last season, 15th, they got to a final. To be honest, Europa League, the only reason why United won it was because it wasn't at the old format. Because you got to remember, the old format of the Champions League was if you scored the most goals and got in third, or you got the highest points or whatever, you drop into the Europa League. So the best of the worst drop into the team to a league that they will win, is what I'm saying. So Man United and Tottenham wouldn't know if you've been there. It's only because of the new format. That's why we saw a team, those kind of teams go in there. You hear what I'm saying?
They finished 8th the previous season. They got Europa League by the FA Cup.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. But then, because of the new format, it was an easier way to win the Europa.
Yeah.
So I remember when we was in it that year, the only reason why we lost to you lot was because you lot were, I swear you lot got knocked out of the Champions League. Yeah, I think it was Baku.
Yeah.
You lot got knocked out of the Champions League that season. Like, if you don't, wasn't, I think it was. But I think it was. I swear, because you lot finished like 4th. That year, what was it? 2019-20. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, let's fact check this, people. From way back. Oh shit, man! My server's is being a bitch right now.
No, we win Europa League from the start.
You were Europa League from the start.
Yeah.
Where did you finish that season?
That's previous season 5th.
Oh yeah, that's probably why then. And I think we were just below you, weren't it?
Yeah.
And Tottenham got the 4th spot, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't think United would have been in that final with Tottenham for Tottenham to actually win their first trophy in years. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that's the last trophy that they ever win.
To be fair, it would have been Chelsea if they didn't win the FA Cup. So last season's Europa League would have been Chelsea, Tottenham, rather than United, Tottenham.
Oh, mate.
And United would have been in the Conference League. Should have been in the Conference League.
To be honest, as long I hate Man United, but if it's Man United with Tottenham, I know where my allegiance lie. You know what I'm saying? Fuck Tottenham each and every day, man.
Yeah.
This is what we do. Sorry, people. I'm eating on stream. I had nothing to eat all day. I've just been doing work after work after work. But it is what it is. We're out here. We're celebrating. You know what I'm saying? It's a celebration. It's time to throw away the bottles soon. And then we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Be interesting. An interesting couple weeks. Obviously, FA Cup final, Crystal Palace in the Conference League, Aston Villa in Europa League. So it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks.
Okay, let's talk about that. In your opinion, who's going to win what and why?
What, the cups?
Cups, yeah. Obviously, City won already, so we could have City as the winners, yeah. Who's going to win what and why?
FA Cup will probably most likely be City because as much as we played well against Liverpool, it wasn't really the strongest Liverpool, and we have no wingers available, and even the wingers that we will have available by the time we play City aren't good enough anyway. It's Pedro Neto and Garnetti, so I don't like either of them anyway. So yeah, I think just City will they're just a better team than us this season, so they should win that. We have a chance, but I don't believe in it.
Do you know your record facing them in the FA Cup final?
No, but our Wembley record in recent years have been terrible. I don't think.
Who was that against?
It was twice against Liverpool, against a couple other teams, Arsenal as well. We haven't won in Wembley in time as well. So we don't do well in Wembley either.
Well, it's a good time to break the duck.
Yeah. In terms of Conference League, I think Crystal Palace should win it. I think they were dominant in their previous round, and I just think the English teams will have a chance in each of the finals. I think they win 2 of the finals. I think they win the Conference and Europa, and then I got PSG for the Champions League final.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. It's weird because I'm backing you lot for the FA Cup. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, because listen, even if we do it, it will still be bittersweet because it will justify a lot of crap rather than I don't know. It's when your team is so bad that you just want them to lose just so that if the season's so bad that they do make more changes in terms of the sporting directors and stuff like that. I'm at that stage with the club. It's like I'm trying to see if they can do something in the summer to get a proper manager in. And winning an FA Cup isn't going to help that. Because for me, even if we were in Europe, let's say we're in Europa League next season, or not in Europe next season, doesn't matter. We can still attract managers regardless. Just extra games for no reason. Extra games in a tournament that cool. We'll probably win it because we'll be the best team in it, most likely. Yeah, we'll probably be the best team in Europa League, and we'll go to the final and we'll probably win it again. But then then Bluco will come out and say, we've won 4 trophies in 3 years.
Yeah, man, I get that, bro. But the thing is, right, it's like
as a fan, I want that, but at the same time, I'm like catching 2 minds of whether that would be worth it.
Yeah, but people, if you're listening, this is called a sport brat. You know what I'm saying? This is a motherfucker that's won so much, yeah, they can throw away trophies. Yeah? My team can't throw away trophies. I'm starving. That's what I'm eating at the moment. Yeah?
No, I don't want to throw away trophies. I don't want them to justify their bullshit with putting with the PR and that.
They can. I don't think people buy that shit nowadays. Because back in the day, yeah. But I don't think people buy that shit. The thing is, your club should hold the highest standards through every other club.
Yeah.
Simply because you lot, like, let's say yourself, all of these new age Chelsea fans, even the older heads, they knew, like, if I saw the days of there being a £1 club, we used to take the piss out of that. So you becoming the most dominant force in English football, because you lot in a space of 10 years, you lot won everything underneath the sun. In a space of 10 years, no English club has ever done that. Yeah. So your standards should be higher than the rest of ours.
Yeah.
You let's say your culture in the 2000s, after 2003, 4, was win at any cost, or you're gonna get sacked. You know what I'm saying? Or your contract's gonna get terminated. So you lot should have the standards for that, because that's 20 years of having standards. You know what I'm saying? So why are people accepting such mediocrity in your fan base? Like, I can understand Arsenal because Arsenal in that period has been more of a sentimental club, but you lot have been ruthless to for us. Is what I'm saying. So it's just weird to see, to be honest.
Yeah. A lot of younger fans probably haven't really seen the majority of the Roman era.
Mm.
The more the years pass and the
Yeah,
younger fans come in that haven't really seen the majority of the Roman era and what it was, and even I think it's even better to see before that where you've came from and then what Roman did to the club. Because
yeah,
obviously,
mm,
me growing up, I saw the Dennis Wise, Hasselbank Sola, a
mm,
little bit of that,
mm.
winning a couple FA Cups, stuff like that. We weren't that team. We were a team that was like sixth, seventh, fifth, around them places there. Then we kind of improved every season. Even the couple seasons before Roman came in, we finished like fourth or fifth, and then the next season fourth, and the next season second, and then we once Jose came in, that's when the trophies came in abundance. But for me, like I want to win trophies every year, but I want the club's mentality to change and the sporting directors as well, and I need it to change. So
Mate, I hear you on that, man.
it's just a it's just a it's a wanting of what I do want to see a trophy left at the end of the season. I would love that. I would
Yeah,
love that because it would at least, but I don't want it to kind of like be like a what's the word, cover the how bad the season has been
paper
and
the
how
cracks.
many, yeah, paper the cracks of the mistakes.
Mm.
Because ideally what I would want is us to win the next two games, and then against Sunderland it doesn't matter, we're on holiday anyway.
Mm.
That's what I would want, because if we're mid-table, we're in Europa League, cool, calm. Next, the summer's going to be important because we need to get a proper manager in, and that will make or break our club really at
Yeah.
this stage, because they can't afford to make another mistake. They
Mm.
made too many managerial mistakes,
Yeah.
and then at that point, if they do get this summer wrong,
Yeah.
I don't know when I see my club winning a Prem or a Champions League again, and that's
Mm.
the scary thing.
No, that is scary. Honestly, that is scary. That actually is scary. Because I have to agree with you in the fact of that I don't actually know when you lot will actually win or even challenge. Not even win, challenge. Because remember earlier on this season, and a lot of Chelsea fans said this. I'm not sure if he was one of them, so I can't remember. They said that if we beat Arsenal in that first game, you lot will be in the title running. Yeah, you'll be challenging with us. That went horribly wrong. Was you one of those fans, or okay? Realistically, when do you think you can actually challenge? Because lifting up this Premier League and the challenging is two different things. Yeah. Uh, um, Challenging means that mathematically you're in the title race. But challenge,
Um,
but do you think you can actually get over that line or anytime
no,
soon?
not really, no, because I didn't think we could challenge from the summer because we,
Mm.
the things that I wanted changing never changed.
Yeah,
We never improved our centre back situation. We never improved our goalkeeper situation, and we bought two left wingers for me that did this, that were the same, young, inexperienced, could go right, could go wrong.
yeah.
Um, so we never really built on what we did in terms of the Club World Cup. What,
Mm.
you know what a proper ownership would have done after that Club World Cup win?
Mm.
They would have said, Sanchez, thank you for your services, goodbye. Jorgensen, thank you for your services, goodbye. Bring in
Yeah.
Penders as the backup. I'm brought in an experienced keeper like a Magnon
Yeah,
in
yeah.
to steady the ship for a couple of years, and then have Penders replace him eventually.
Mm.
Get centre backs in, because a lot of our centre backs are trash.
Yeah,
Honestly, our best centre back just came back from injury, Levi Colwell, and he's just came back from injury, and he's the best centre back on the pitch already.
yeah.
Every
Oh,
other centre back for me can go,
yeah.
except for Mamadou Sarr. Ansel
Oh,
Mino is out on loan. He can come
yeah.
back.
Mm.
We need two starting worthy centre backs.
Mm.
because for me, Colwell needs to be used sparingly over the course of next season because we don't know how the injury is going to affect him.
Yeah,
I need a
yeah,
left-sided centre back and a right-sided centre back that can play most of the games next season,
yeah,
and have Colwell be like the third rotation piece. Those three be the free rotation piece with the two youngers in behind them.
yeah.
Goalkeepers, as I said, we need either bring in Penders or bring in a goalkeeper to be the new number one because Sanchez isn't good enough.
Mm.
Midfield, I'm fine with. If you want to get rid of Enzo Fernandez, go to Madrid, ask for Chouameni or Camavinga. Either one, bring them back, do the swap deal. Cool. Wingers, get rid of Garnacho and Gittins, both of them. And we have Quenda coming in. We have Omega coming in. So in terms of the strikers,
Can't
Liam
actually
Delap,
get in, I'm sorry.
yeah, both of them can go.
You know what I'm saying?
I would sell Liam Delap. We have
Oh.
Omega coming in. We have Pedro and then Mega, and then I'd bring in an Osimhen. Three strikers. That's what you need. The right wingers, Quenda, Esteval, cool. And then you need to bring in two left wingers. So you two left-sided players for me, or two wingers that can play either side. Whoever you do bring in, and Dai is one of them you could go for. You can look at the likes of Yildiz. You can look at a Liao. You can look at whatever. Bring in better than what we have. Then we would be having a team that can compete. But at the moment, all of that, do I think my club will do that?
No.
I don't know when.
No. To be honest, I actually trust Arsenal more than I trust your club. If I was just a neutral football fan, simply because as bad as crap as Arsenal's done, we focus on the wrong things. Everyone knew, even your last manager or manager before that said that you lot needed central defenders. You lot needed a new goalkeeper. So do you know what he done? He bought Garnacho. Just to be honest, just buying Garnacho let you lot down.
Yeah.
Show that you lot aren't the big club you used to be.
No.
Just buying him. Because even when you had what's his name? Ken Bates? Yeah, Ken Bates. Yeah, I'm trying to go through the memory banks like Ken Bates, right? At the helm. Not even he would have done such stupid things. Just remember, he had the likes of Dennis Wise. Okay, Dennis Wise came through the ranks. I get it. He bought Lampard. Did he buy Lampard? No, he bought Lampard. He bought Lampard, yeah, and John Terry at that time. Yeah. You had Zola, you had Hasselbank. These are ballers. You had like LeBouf, yeah, Desai. You had ballers.
Good Johnson.
Good Johnson. And this infrastructure, they brought in, what's his face? Garnacho, Gittins. It's like
Liam
you went from Jackson to the lap.
Yeah.
I don't get that. There's no way on this earth. I know Jackson's on loan, yeah, but you don't buy a player that's worse than the player you're sending out on loan. You do not do that. If Jackson was 19, 18, I get it, 17, because you're trying to give him the minutes. But Jackson is what, 24?
I think a bit older than that. Let me see. Nicholas Jackson. How old is he now? 24. Yeah, he's 24.
Yeah. You're sending a 24 player on loan to bring in a championship striker that's probably scored 3 goals all season. Are you taking a piss?
Yeah.
It's deep. It's deep over there, bro. It's deep. This is why I said, do you think you can actually get back to the top of football? Because like I said, there's one thing in being in and around those spots, the top 4, top 5, top 6 spots. And then there's another thing of truly challenging to where you're never enough lifting titles. Because if your club is going to be in and around those spots, therefore that's what Tottenham used to do. So there's no difference. And it's even sad to say because I hate Tottenham and I never want to put Chelsea in that bracket. Because as much as I dislike you, man, but that's more from the fact that you had Drogba and he always used to shit on us. The fact of Baku, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hazard, he always used to shit on us. It's them man there. Yeah? Aaron Robin when you had him, Damien Duff when you had him, Joe Cole when you had him, Essien, Maluda. You get me? Yeah? Makaleli, the fact that you lot took Ashley Cole off us, and do you know what? Yeah, he was right to go to you, man, because like we weren't offering him anything that he wanted. If anything, we was offering him less than what he was making. So it's just
Yeah, you
those
lowballed
things.
him.
Yeah, we lowballed him, and it's like, yeah, take it or leave it. And who was it? Mourinho came in, had that dinner allegedly, and yeah, the rest is history. I can't hate that. To tell you why, because we done the same thing to Sol Campbell.
Yeah,
So on one hand, I'm not going to be a fraud and forget, and then be like, oh yeah, but then I can't believe actually called it that. Yeah, cool, it hurt at the time, but then when you actually dissect certain things, you realize that, and you get older in life, you realize that if someone headhunts you and they're offering you better for more, you take it. Because at the end of the day, we've all got bills to pay. You hear what I'm saying? We've all got
yeah.
bills to pay. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Mm.
You got to get what you're worth. And he, at the time, he was the best left back in
In the world.
well, what? Yeah, in the world. So you pay him that. You pay him like that. Oh.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna ever get to back to that point because, as I said, this summer's pivotal. I don't think us having or not having European football makes a difference.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's the manager we bring in and the autonomy that we give him in building up the team.
Mm.
We need to actually trust the manager that is good enough to be able to build up the team and to get rid of what he wants to get rid of. And I
Yeah,
think if you put in a proper manager, let's say a Xabi Alonso, a Fabregas, these type of managers that want to play a certain way, a certain style, a certain type of game, they're going to get rid of a lot of these scrubs. A lot of these players that aren't good enough are going to go. So that's what I need. I need them. I need them to basically say, listen, and this is what they have to do now because they got no choice. Listen, here's the keys to the kingdom. You tell us who you want, what type of players you want. We'll get you those players because we have the contacts. Build a team that can win trophies.
Yeah,
And give
yeah,
him a couple years to do so. Because
yeah,
that's what they should have done with Maresca. Because after Maresca won the Club World Cup, they should have given more autonomy in terms of the transfers. They should have listened to what he wanted.
I agree. I agree. I agree. And that's where they fucked up. I wholeheartedly agree with that statement, bro. And that's where they fucked up. Yeah. Who's your sporting director?
We have multiple. We have our two sporting directors are with Stanley and Stewart. One from Southampton, one from Brighton.
Oh shit! See, and you got Borgarnacho
Yeah, I know.
because both of them have had in the past, present, and I'm sure in the future stability when it comes to buying certain players.
Yeah.
And they bought Garnacho.
Yeah, I know.
Like that, people, like if you're listening, yeah, obviously we'll get to that in a second. People, if you're listening, Southampton brought the likes of Ox, Walcott, and Gareth Bell, yeah, few of the latest footballers. Brighton, like Belieber, baller, yeah, Carcedo, baller. You know what I'm saying? And numerous other stars or other players that's gone on to big things. And he got both of them, and the best that both of them could do was bring in Garnacho. Jesus, you lot are fucked.
Yeah, I just want to know who was the one that wanted Garnacho. That's the thing. There is a probably who wanted Garnacho.
Yeah, that's a good question, man.
Because we have right now we have like it's not like we have one. We have like a team of sporting directors. We have Paul Jewell. We have Paul Jewell from Paul Jewell as well. We also have a guy that was in the City Academy. That's why you get a lot of City Academy players brought in as well. So there's just too many. We have too many cooks in our kitchen in terms of sporting directors. It's not like you that you have just Berta, one guy. I think that's the other thing. There needs to be one main man and one manager. I think when there's too many cooks in the kitchen, that's when you get like crisscrossy with too many different types of styles of players as well. But that's it, really.
Hey mate, I'm just reading something here from football transfers, yeah, .com.
Yeah.
Pick up them, yeah. It says Alejandro Garnacho joined Chelsea after a challenging period at Manchester United, where he felt he was not playing to his full potential. He was part of the bomb squads. I don't know what that means, but okay. We're talking about Garnacho the footballer, yeah, nothing else, and had to find a new challenge. Garnacho's move to Chelsea was driven by the club's long-term vision, the opportunity to work under an ambitious project, and the club's commitment to developing young talent. He was impressed by Chelsea's fan base, facilities, and the manager's confidence in his abilities played a significant role in his decision to join. Wow. Wow. Let me see what else they go on to say. Mate, mate, that's bad. They even tried to put you fans in it, bro. Mate,
Yeah.
I'm shocked of that, of that little statement.
Yeah, I
But
didn't want him. I didn't want him. I never wanted Garnacho. But it is what it is. God, just deal with it now.
yeah, they're just talking about financial strikes and all the rest of it. It's mad because like I really like that Argentina was involved in a bus stop of Ruben Amorim following the club's 1-0 defeat. Wow. Wow. So basically, he went to you because he had a bust up of Ruben Amorim in a 1-0 defeat against Tottenham in the Europa League. Okay, I get that because we're in the final, and that was the worst final ever. Ever. The worst final of history, and he done fuck all. And he wanted to hold up his mouth. After weeks of lengthy negotiations, Chelsea eventually completed the signing of Garnacho for 46.2 million euros on the 30th, blah, blah, blah. We all know that. With Enzo Maresca identified a 21-year-old as the perfect player to challenge following the summer arrival of Gittins. Oh, my days. Oh, my. Mate, you lot are fucking in the mud. Bro, I thought it went bad, because I didn't actually know that. I knew the bust up, but I didn't know that they were trying to state that it was the fan base who liked him and he liked the facilities and all the rest of it. And the manager had faith in him to put you lot into the right positions. Because Garnacho, it's like, okay, I'm not sure about you yet, but no, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say something mad, but I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, that'll get me in trouble. Um, you see, when you buy certain players, you kind of have to look at where they could fit into a team. Because remember last season when Arsenal knew that Arsenal was getting Mendy, I said, and I've said it on streams and so many times, I laughed at that fact because I didn't think he was nowhere near Partey's skill level, yeah, nowhere near it. Whether it was tackling, header in, half turn, full turn, dropping the shoulder, passing. I didn't think he was on his level. How a lot of my Arsenal fans tried to spin it was he is the replacement for Jorginho. But yeah, he's nowhere near Jorginho. Jorginho came second or third in the Ballon d'Or at one stage. Jorginho was a baller. Like he was a fucking baller. So do you really think that this is one of those ones where it was kind of pushed by your fan base as well? Or did they co-sign it or are they just chatting shit?
No, I don't think anyone in the fan base wanted him. Maybe some tried to justify it after the fact or when it was happening, but it was like Romano talked about it for like 7 days or 20 days or 3 days straight. No one wanted him, honestly. Yeah, I think if you ask the majority of Chelsea fans, after getting Gittins, that other left wing choice would be Garnacho, considering the plethora of talent that you could have got at left wing.
Yeah.
No.
Damn.
No.
Damn. I honestly, I just don't get because boy, man, he's
our transfer window last summer was terrible considering we won the Club World Cup. Before the Club World Cup, we could have got Mike Maignan, for 25
Oh,
million. We didn't do it. After the Club World Cup, because remember there was 2 transfer windows and they fucked up both.
yeah.
Before the Club World Cup, and despite of our failures before not signing any, we didn't sign anyone in the transfer window before the Club World Cup, uh, outside of maybe João Pedro, and he made a difference. But we didn't get the goalkeeper we needed. Luckily, we won the Club World Cup. After that, he signs Garniti and them man. And Gittins was signed after the Club World Cup because he was with Dortmund, who were also in the Club World Cup, I think, at the time, because we took so long with that one as well. Our transfer window last summer was not good enough. And in January, when we had options to improve, this is what we did. We ruined 2 young players' careers. Mamadou Sarr was balling out for Strasbourg for half the season at centre-back. We bring him back to the bridge. Anselmino was balling out at Dortmund. We bring him back to the bridge, send him over to Strasbourg. He hasn't played since. That's what we did in January. Wasted 2 young centre-backs opportunities at playing at a club, obviously because Dortmund were doing the mind tricks on Anselmino to stay, but we should have just let him stay for the year and then bring them back anyway. Let Sarg stay at Strasbourg and actually bought a proper centre-back. We tried to buy the expensive jacket. That jacket ended up is going to be at Liverpool next summer.
That's fucked up. Because just put it this way, yeah. Garnacho, let me read some of his stats now. In the Premier League, he's played 1,267 minutes. That's an equivalent of 23 games, yeah? And that's starting and off the bench. He's had 1 goal, 4 assists, and 2 yellow cards. FA Cup, he's done a little bit better. 5 goals, 2 assists, 1 yellow card. League Cup, 4 goals, 4 assists. But then you don't play a lot of low level teams. In the Champions League, he ain't done too bad. He's had 9 goals. No, sorry. He's had 1 goal, FA Cup 2 goals, League Cup 4 goals, Champions League 1 goal. Fucking hell, he has 8 GNA in all competitions. Mate. Wow. Mate. That's like, I don't even know what to say. And let's look at 1 second, yeah, because I'm just going through certain things. Let's look at Ollie Watkins' Premier League total this season. He's had 12 goals, 2 assists. Mate, that's horrible. You lot fucked up. Big time.
Yeah, we don't have any good wingers. Our top 3 goal scorers are Enzo Fernandez, Palmer, who's been half-assed, and Pedro, who's been good. So, yeah. Our wingers are, for the most part, outside of Esteval, as I said, aren't good enough. Yeah. Pedro Neto, Garnacho, Gittins all need to be moved or replaced. Quenda's coming in, which is cool. So we have the 2 youngsters in Quenda and Esteval. We need 2 experienced, can start week in, week out, ball out wingers. That's what we need. We need 2 wingers, 2 centre-backs, and a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
That's what we need. We get those 5 players and the proper manager. Anything's possible next season.
Yeah, but what about a striker? Because you didn't mention a striker in there. You got to think of, let's say, Reece James being injured as well.
In terms of right back, we have Achimpong and Gusto who can play right back. So I don't think we need to get another right back.
Okay.
But and Reece James hasn't been injured a lot this season, and when he's been off, Gusto can just cover a couple games here and there. And he's young as well, Gusto, so he's going to keep on getting better. He just has a couple bozo moments. And needs to cut out. In striker, I would like a striker. That would be a bonus for me. But because we have João Pedro and Omega coming through, and then Nicholas Jackson coming back, we'll have 4 strikers. We'll have to sell 2 in order to buy 1.
What about someone to play next to Caicedo, because Lavia is never fit?
If Enzo Fernandez goes, then bring in Tchouameni. If not, we're looking also at Valentino Barco from Strasbourg to bring in.
Okay. Yeah, see, but that stinks because that's like a sister. That's like a sister club.
Yeah, it is what it is. That's gonna be what we have to do.
Fuck no, you lot are really in the mud, innit? You know what? Yeah, you know me. I'm happy that you're in the mud. This is what I'm saying, but it's just like you're a
Obviously,
good
there's
friend.
other players available that you could get, like Elliot
Yeah,
Anderson or those type of players. But Elliot Anderson will most likely go City. Adam Wharton may be another option.
Adam Water's a baller. What about Gordon? Because I know Gordon wants to leave Newcastle, or Newcastle are up for selling him. Would you buy him?
Yes, I would have him as a left winger. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
Because
about it. There's times where I say no, but at the same
yeah.
time, beggars can't be choosers. But give me your Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, because he's going to add to your squad as well. And the thing is, when you're buying these players, you got to think, are they better than what we have at the moment?
Yeah.
Can they dislodge? But you know what? Yeah, Gordon is a sure starter on the left because Neto. Where does Neto play? Saying that.
Left wing or right wing, dependent on what we need for him for him.
Inconsistent. Okay.
As I said, I'd get rid of 3 of the wingers and bring in 2. As I said, in terms of left wingers, in terms of the Premier League, Ndiaye, Gordon, one of them 2. And then Gordon or Ndiaye, like a experienced Premier League already here left winger, and then a young winger as well. Maybe like I don't know, if you want to bring another winger in, like a Yandi or Monday or a Yildiz or something like that, then your 4 wingers would be Gordon or Ndiaye.
Yeah.
Let's say Yandi or Monday, Esteval, Quenda. Those 4 wingers are good enough.
What about Palmer?
He needs to get the surgery.
Okay.
And we need to bring in another 10.
Okay.
That's why we're linked to Morgan Rogers. If anything, I would bring in Morgan Rogers and have him start the season and then have Palmer go away.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of Rogers. Like H knows this. Everyone knows this. Like I've always been singing his praises because I'm that guy that when I want a player, it's like system based. Yeah, for the system that we have, Rogers will ball out. Yeah. Even though he's a 10, we know that if we got it right, we can actually play 2 10s.
Yeah, you could do.
If we got it right, we can actually play 2 10s in the system. It's just that Arteta is Arteta.
Yeah,
he's Arteta. There's not much more I can say about that. He's Arteta, and it's a shame what he does or the lack of what he doesn't do. But like I said, I'm not going to shit on him too much, simply because of the position that we're in. And sometimes you got to kind of be happy to be in that position because it could be a lot worse. Meaning you could be in Tottenham spot with nothing to play for, and everything to play for at the same time.
Yeah, like left wingers, you can also Barcola may be available because he probably wants to move on from PSG if he's not getting enough game time. That's another left winger you can look at. Rodrigo might move soon because obviously Madrid. You never know what will happen with them. Unrealistic world. If you get Xabi Alonso in, maybe you get an Mbappe. Who knows? But those are the possibilities. I think for me, it's very easy to change the club around because I don't think we have that. We have big holes, but once you fill them, the team around it, we have enough talent in there and within our sister team that we can bring over to make an actual squad that can at least compete and win cups for now, and then eventually get rid of some guys, bring in other guys, and then win the bigger trophies down the line. But
trust the process, you mean?
I just need a manager that I can believe in, because Enzo Maresca could have been that. And as I said, if he was given more autonomy with signings, I don't think I don't think we get Garnetti. I don't think we bring in Gittins. I think we get in centre backs. I think we get in a proper left winger, because I know that for me, Maresca plays with a winger system where he wants wingers that can beat their man. So Garnetti and Pedro Neto would have been sold, or not even brought in.
You people think I'm very like bad when it comes to making up names for people. Man called him Garnetti. Do you know what Nitty is? Yeah, a Nitty is I'll be good, but just type out a humanity, yeah, and you would actually see what they are. King, that's horrible for me, mate. That's
That's
horrible
not
for me.
my name. I just took it, and I'm keeping it. That's what I call him,
Jeez. No,
because
man, you should do better,
that's how
man.
he plays, like, man.
He's helped saving you.
No, he's one of the reasons my club got killed, man. I
Yeah,
I watched a game with him, Pedro Neto, and Delap against Man United. They scored early. Those three spent 60, 70 minutes doing fuck all.
yeah,
We had the ball. They
yeah.
got to the wings. They couldn't beat their man.
Mm.
And like, I need them all gone, honestly. I tried to even back Liam Delap for a little bit because I felt maybe as a backup striker, a third option, he could work out, but no, he can't even do that. He can't
We
even do that.
say, let it all work out.
Yeah,
All right, quick one.
we need to be selling, sell them for 25, 20 million each. I don't really care how much they go for.
Well, step away from my club, mate, because you ain't saying no more trash to us.
I don't care who buys. Someone's gonna buy. Somewhere in Europe, you know, Newcastle want Liam Delap. Go ahead, take him. We'll get Gordon. You get Delap. You know,
But to be honest,
we'll even spend a little extra on Gordon so you could have your FFP. You know, no FFP worries over there.
you see, it's funny because of like you don't need goals coming from everywhere on the field.
Yeah,
So instead of buying a Delap, why do you not go for a Tony, Ivan Tony?
I would have loved him. But it's too late. He's in the Middle East, so I don't think he's ever coming out of that.
Nah, man. He loves that money. He loves that
Yeah.
money.
Honestly, if we could get Osman would be the perfect. He's the Chelsea
Yeah.
striker that should have been
Yeah,
bought years ago.
Yeah. He's a mixture between Chopper and Elka.
Yeah. He's
Yeah, I totally
he's the
agree.
one that I would look at. Outside of
Okay.
him,
Yeah.
there's not many other options.
But who will be feeding him? Because you know he has to. He's not a player that makes goals up. He's more closer to the Haaland regions than anything else.
Palmer when he's healthy can feed him. Enzo Fernandez when he's healthy when he's on job can feed him. And then we'd have to get the wingers as well. Osman, you have to get wingers around him as well. So that's why I say we need to upgrade our wingers as well. Because I think Esteval can feed him. I think Quenda can feed him, but we need two other wingers that could feed him on the other side.
Feed him as well. But I hear you. I hear you. But before we close out, I just want to read RSV's thing. He says, imagine if you have a summer transfer window similar to your last after the FIFA World Cup win, if you beat City in the FA Cup. What if they again have a Gitters Garnacho Delap Esteval window?
Esque window. If it's a similar window where they bring those type of signings, just scrapped another year really. That's all that's gonna be. And then those sporting directors will be fired. Because as much as owners are shit, what they don't like is being run through the mud and being
embarrassed.
That's when the sporting directors will have to someone will have to be fired, and it won't be managers at that point. It'll be sporting directors.
Well, I think he looks to keep them forever.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm done. I'm a fraud. That's a team. Yo, so people, we're gonna close out now. Thank you all for joining us. Those that are still here, whether you're watching this live or after the fact, make sure you hit that like, subscribe. King, have you got any plans later on, mate?
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing the championship playoff. Hull versus Millwall at 8 p.m. Obviously, I'll be double checking what Spurs Leeds are doing, but I don't really want to watch that game out. It will just be on the side. And then on Wednesday, a double. I think is it League R? League R watch along. I think. Yeah. Wait, let me check what teams I have. I am doing. Brest versus Strasbourg, Lens versus PSG, and then on Tuesday, obviously full-time vibes with the fellowship.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, if I'm about later, I might do another stream, but I need to do a keep better self for all teams. But I'll figure that out. People, make sure you like and subscribing to African Kings Academy His link is literally in the description and on the page. This is what I'm saying. So open up a tab, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for him, because I know he's on to 370 soon. I think that's the next milestone for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get him up there. Let's get him up there. Let's get him rolling. You know what I'm saying? And also make sure you like and subscribe to Donversation TV. And if you're in that caring mood, share people. Like I said, I might come on here later, but I know that I have a stream with on Chic TV. So we'll see how that goes and how long I'm on there for. But if you've already liked and subscribed and put that bell on, you know exactly when and what time I'm going to do a stream. Is what I'm saying, people. So, top of the league, Arsenal to win the league. I'm hoping Tottenham get relegated. And to the Ops, I'm loving your tears, you pussy old.